The Iron Mask trailer is out on the cast is Army and Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. Hijacking this is my blanket is greeting to everyone. Hi! Oh, guys, give a thumbs up to the video. 250 people in the chat. Thank you so much. How are you? Is Christian a few years older than Alice?
What's up, guys?
Howdy, ya.
Let's rock. Hello there.
See you soon.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Welcome back to Wonderland, everybody. It's SEN Live. So very nice to see everyone here. Ooh, happy on birthday to you and you and you. Oh, on the table it's RB3. Yay! Right across from me is Mr. Ben Goddard. Hello, Ben. Shaving your head again, I see. To my left, Kate Mulligan. She's in plaid. And next to her is Brett Sheridan with a big match against someone who won't show up.
Welcome back to SEN, ladies and gentlemen. I read all the comments today in the chat room as different voices. I don't know if you picked up on that. Unless, was that actually something that happened, or was that something happening inside my head? Kate Mulligan, do you know the answer to that? I don't.
You know what?
Yes.
What? Tell me what you found and ate off the treadmill today, and then I'll let you know.
An old brownie. No, but whose dirtbag slob cup is that? Do we know?
No, that's
yes,
been there, bro.
Riley's.
It's Riley?
Yeah.
Fucking animal.
I think it's Riley's.
He's a fucking animal.
Because I remember being like, what do you drink?
What is
So this is from Nug Day.
It is.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
You seem like you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
Easy traffic?
Yeah, easy traffic.
That,
No, I
that
got
always
out.
does it, isn't it?
I got out of the door on time.
I've never heard this part of the song. David B is
He did a longer version.
David B is ripping this shit right now.
Yeah, he did a longer version of it. When he sent in the Bob Dylan and the other one, we can turn this off now. We're faded. I love it. I love the song. But he did a whole bunch of different things. I got to actually catch up with him because he's going to be doing a lot of the faction music. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited. Speaking of which, the Brett Sheridan Bonnie Summerall, it is comedy gold. It is comedy.
It's so good.
Gold. I won't even tell you if she shows up or not. But the thing that airs on Friday is gold.
It's just Brett's tight five for the Comedy Store since Bonnie doesn't show up.
It's really good. In the opening scene, which we watched also this morning, I won't tell you who it is, but I showed RB3 and Ben this morning. It's a really quality episode.
It's great.
It's good. So that airs, by the way, on Friday. At 2 p.m. PST on this channel, and tomorrow, the match between because Den had a busy week, man. The Den had both Ben Goddard. Tomorrow's match is Deep 13 versus Tom and Paul. By the way, that name of that team is. I love when I kept seeing the comments. Is that the name of the team?
It's so
Absolutely
good.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't wait for a Tom and Paul t-shirt.
Tom and Paul.
Yeah, so even that opening scene tomorrow is good. We got a lot of great stuff coming up for the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Make sure that you get on over to the tickets for Atlanta because Atlanta tickets are going fast, and that match is starting to get hyped up. I forgot, by the way, that if Dan Murrell wins, he'll be the second person to ever have the singles belt and teams belt at the same time. Jeez. Sam Levine is the only other person to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that'll be crazy.
Dan's not retiring in the middle of the year either.
No,
he's gonna
he'll go out fighting.
Yeah,
he'll go out fighting.
I still have Bateman on that. I know that's such a crazy bet.
I don't think it's a crazy bet.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
no, if there's
with
one
how
person,
Ben is playing,
he's moneyballing.
Any other year, it's a crazy bet. With how Ben is playing lately,
he's on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah.
So he absolutely can win that match. That is on the 29th. of February, which is exciting, and then we have the free-for-all, which is even more exciting because the free-for-all, I find that I do the same thing for the free-for-all that I do for the Royal Rumble. I go back and watch previous free-for-alls and like moments and stuff too, and I watched your moment, Brett. It's so good. Have you seen?
I was there.
You saw last year's for sure.
Yeah.
But and I think what we're going to start doing on social media as we get closer to, which is March 21st, by the way. If you're in LA, you can come check it out, theshmoedownlive.com. But we're going to put clips like they do for WWE, right, for the Royal Rumble, like greatest moments, and we're going to start putting them on social media and stuff too. Like, so it'll be good. So a lot of cool stuff happening. Yeah,
that was the Greg Alba moment too.
Yes, go ahead.
I feel like I need to address something because I want to clear the air on something.
What did you do?
Well, what did I do is a great question.
Yeah.
So there's been some. So I went into Chill to Action the other night.
Yes.
You were there as well, and I made some comments.
About him?
Well, yes. So here's the bottom line. The way that they were intended and the way I actually think I said them, they were heard in a different way, and that's all that matters. That Ben heard them. And now here's the thing that Ben deals with.
Tell us exactly what happened, though.
Okay,
Please.
so what happened is, for those people don't know, they asked me, they said, your first match was Ben Goddard and RB3. And I was like, yeah. I was like, it was a great match. I said, it was so tricky because, obviously, like, nobody wants to root against RB3, but obviously I had Ben. He's on my faction, and but also that it could have gone either way, which I stand by. Everything I just said. Yeah. It could have gone either way. They both had perfect first rounds. Yeah. I then did totally 100% misspeak. I said a little bit later, and it's one of those things like when you're talking, you're flustered, whatever.
What did you say?
I said the quote, if it was a direct quote, was like he wouldn't have won if the wheel hadn't been in his favor or something like that. Which, for the record, you can believe me or not, it is 100% not what I believe. Yes. I do think the wheel is a very compelling part of the game.
It absolutely
but like
is.
Ben had a perfect first round, right. RB3 had a perfect first round. It's a compelling
part of the game. You meant to say, thank goodness the wheel went in our favor.
That's what I meant to say, and I said it completely. I don't think that if Ben had gotten RB3 slices on the wheel, I don't think that means Ben would have lost.
I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? And I said it wrong.
This managing thing is a new thing, isn't it?
It's a new thing. It's a new thing too, because the truth is, you go back and you look at me as a manager. When I'm being a manager, a character, I'm shitting on RB3, which is something I'm totally not comfortable doing. After I made the comment as his manager, as Ben's manager, being like, now we know why he's not Robert Butler the first. I then went and checked with Winston. I was like, was he mad? Was he mad about that?
No way.
Because
he knows what the show is.
I know he knows what the show is.
But you're not wrong to ask that, because there are some people, like, and I won't name names, but I remember there a particular time, one time Kaiser said something about someone, and it was in Kaiser character, and it was really nothing, but the person wasn't used to it and got really mad and left, and we had to have a conversation about kind of what the show was.
Yes.
So I understand that. That's how.
And so for me, then, when I'm being myself on another podcast, I'm then, I guess, trying to be more nuanced or trying to give like the
right. You don't understand character or not.
Yes, and I drafted Ben. I love Ben. Right. I think Ben is in position.
Is this a way of you telling us that you've traded Ben Goddard?
Yes. I've traded Ben Goddard. No, I mean, no. And that was, by the way, that was 100% a joke. When I was like, well, I guess I'm going to trade him so I can get the Cinefinet. Like, it was a joke.
Right.
It was all a joke.
So you hear all that. You were a little not all the way heated, but a little perturbed.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone loves RB3.
Right.
Not everyone loves me.
True.
So it'd be nice, like, for my manager to go on a not abstract, but a neutral zone podcast and have my back about it and not say, hey, if the wheel would have gone in any other direction besides your two favorite slices, you would have lost the match.
You want to hear Ben played really good. This guy could be a future champion.
Yeah, it's my first game. That's all.
Of course, I get it. And this is the egos of players also, but that's rightfully so. But you can't play this game without having an ego. You can't.
I also think there would be,
you just can't do it.
You can't do it. I think I think what's also coming out here with Ben, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to speak for you, is that I think he takes a lot of shit constantly. So where he doesn't want to take the shit. Now, he and I give each other shit on the show, right? And like when I got asked a question about him on the show, Bandit or Bagel Boy, I said Bandit. And I said, I even feel responsible that the Bagel Boy thing even started.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do have his back. I really, truly do.
It was a good interview, though, by the way. It's Chill to Action.
Yeah, it was
over there.
Yeah,
like I said,
and
I was talking to Paul Denuzio about it, too. It's like, because it was you, the format went out the window.
We meandered.
Yeah, well, I was like, there's certain shows you do that, but I love that when they do stick to format. That's one of my favorite new podcasts, Schmoedown wise. Andrew DeMolante's show also is great.
I love Andrew and Nikki. I want to go back on there just because it feels like we're like just talking at a bar.
Well,
like
speaking of Nikki just nailed that song for the. Have you heard this thing for the Finstock Exchange?
Oh yes.
It's so good. They tweeted it out.
I saw it. Yes.
It's got like 10,000 views already.
God, I love it.
Have you heard of the Meaning of podcast? That one? Now, when you went on there and told Ben to suck a fart out of your ass, that was kind of rude.
Right.
But
that was rude, but I meant it. No, I mean, also nobody's taking issue with the fact that I called myself a grade A idiot on the Chilled Action. I said, yeah, this faction's been so great considering that it's being run by a grade A idiot.
All right.
No, you know what I mean?
About yourself.
About talking about myself.
Like, not Grace. And Grace was pissed about that comment.
100% not possible.
No, not true.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think
by the way, though, you talk about somebody who doesn't give a shit what you think about what she says as character, and I love it, is Grace.
It's Grace.
Yeah.
Grace turns into the lioness,
no
and
question.
it is just like, it's like, look,
no question.
I didn't say it. She did.
Yeah.
And she's such a pro. Like, there's another scene that's coming up with her.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. Anyway, so all that stuff, you got a lot of great stuff coming up for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And once again, Brett Sheridan, Bonnie Somerville, maybe, on Friday. And then the Deep 13 versus Tom and Paul happens tomorrow. You could watch it on Patreon, by the way.
Available to all patrons.
Yeah, and Patreon, by the way, was shot up by I think like 400 or 500 people in the last 3 days.
That's awesome. That's great.
And I think it's the Roca documentary. There's the chance you can be able to live stream a lot more now. There's a lot more opportunities and there's going to be a tier. I can talk about this early now. I think I might have brought it up. Maybe I didn't on the air yet, but we're going to be adding it soon. Emma and I were talking about it, and we're going to do every month. There's going to be a coach that does coaching sessions.
I love that.
So let's say you can coach with Sam Levine. There'll be like 9 spots. So Sam Levine will be available for 9 spots out of the month to do a coaching session, because instead of like the audition tier that we used to do, it's going to be you actually work with the coach, whether it helps you in the fan leagues or whether it helps, in general of maybe doing some videos that eventually get on the show, whatever it might be. So like Ben Bateman will be doing it, Roca, we'll have a bunch of different coaches that'll be doing it throughout the year. So I thought it was a fun and interesting tier that'll happen soon. We are going to talk about a lot of stuff in the movie world too. Woo! By the way, yeah, I know. Are you excited about that?
Oh
bro?
yeah.
Did you watch the trailer for The Hunt?
Sure.
Yeah, are you lying?
No, I didn't see that on I usually do watch the stuff I missed.
Defeated.
Sorry. My daughter has had 2 auditions this week.
Oh.
My son, they've both had 3 this year, and I've had 1. So, I love them. I want them to get work, but I get these blips on my phone, and it always goes through mine, and it's like, you have an audition. Woohoo! For Lydia.
Well,
like Frank Grillo was talking about that because we watched that movie Boss Level, and his son stars as his son in the movie, and like he was saying, like throughout the filming, his son like was like, "Dad, stop upstaging me. What? Introduce me to Spielberg." And he's like, I've been doing this for 30 years, and you got your first fucking feature at 9? Like, get out of here.
That's how it works. We're also taking questions, obviously, from you guys as we'll talk about this movie news in a second, The Hunt and all that. Streamlabs.com. So you go to streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. The Schmobot, go ahead, turn it on. Schmobot is on. You want to interrupt the show, you can do that. You just go over to streamlabs.com/Schmoedown, the Schmoedown, excuse me, and interrupt it with the Schmobot. She is working today. The Hunt. Who watched the trailer? Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, well,
Professional.
Also, I read the article about it too, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got shut down and all that stuff. Yeah,
they are really leaning in on the controversy.
Yes,
so
as they
smart.
should. Yeah.
So like the best thing that happened to them was that they were controversial.
Yep, I agree with you.
It was just like the Seth Rogen movie. Like, that's why everyone watched it on Netflix. The Interview.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because they didn't even release it in theaters. The trailer to me seems they had to lean in the controversy because it was Hunger Games meets David Fincher's The Game plus Most Dangerous Game and
Battle Royale.
Yeah, I feel like you've seen the movie
Gamer,
a billion times over.
if you will.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Well,
she's in that one.
I'm
in
wondering
that
if
one.
they changed because like the first trailer didn't lean into any of if it's fake or real or not.
Right.
So I'm wondering if the controversy made them maybe film extra scenes or something.
I don't know.
It definitely is like a new angle for this trailer, even though it's still the same like Battle Royale, Hunger Games game, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But yeah, just the whole like, oh, Hilary Swank telling Betty Gilpin like, oh, you only think it's real, like, and then they're leaning in like, oh, us white people are the worst, like, 'cause that's like part of the controversy and stuff. So I'm excited. I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm excited to see why it got banned. Literally, that's why I want to see it. Is like, what made people freak out about this movie? Because it doesn't seem like anything.
It just
different.
It just got politically grabbed by the years, and that's
but
what happened.
No, you.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think it's interesting that, now we see like Parasite winning Best Picture and like a lot of the movies that we're deal with a lot about like class anxiety, right? And one of the movies I think about is Ready or Not. I mean, I mention that a lot, but that movie also came out around the same time, but it had like more of a horror twist, more of a sci-fi twist, so it didn't have the same kind of controversy. Yeah. But it is like the idea of like the rich people hunting the poor people and vice versa. So I wonder with this movie, I don't know if it's going to be more of like the trailer makes it look more like satirical, more whimsical.
It looks very Ready or Not-ish with like, them hunting people but making jokes while they're doing it, like not being good at it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So I mean, it looks interesting. So I want to see if it could either be one of those movies that, man, that turned out to be ballsy, really work, or just kind of generic playing off a controversy.
Yeah, it's more likely going to be terrible.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Most of these movies,
it's going to have a big opening weekend, and that's probably
right. Yeah. And it's especially depending on not just with critics, but for people who see it, like what the word of mouth is. Like, is it just a gimmick, or is it actually a movie with a good story that has a cool gimmick to go with it?
Yeah,
that's the magic touch.
Yeah, coming out Friday the 13th too. So
right. So it's a kind of maybe like an experience.
It's crazy how soon it's getting released. Like it was banned forever, then suddenly it's back and it's out next month.
Yeah. I also wanted to warn people, so when they're donating to Streamlabs, Brett and I had a conversation yesterday, and this is not for anything to like, oh man, if we can up the tier, then maybe we can really do it. It's for pure exhaustion. Brett will not do Drunk Brett for anything under the $5 tier. So I'm just letting you know that. So if you put it in there, Drunk Brett, because they keep coming in, and the poor guy was like, he left like he was.
He really was drunk.
He was. He made people like 87 drunk Brett's yesterday.
I wasn't like complaining, but
you weren't at all.
You were like, I need to give this guy.
I think the audience at one point was like, all right. So I think again, if it's over the $5 tier, we'll definitely we'll do it.
The top comment was, let me get Drunk Brett blank.
Yeah, that was it.
I think somebody said to do my taxes.
I do. I'll tell you what, though, I could do $1 for the John Voight every time. But we'll keep the ones. We'll keep them at $5.
The way his eyes change when he goes into John Voight.
I'll give you. I'll give you one because you said very nice things about both Brett and I on Call to Action.
Shout out to Ben Goddard.
Yes.
Go subscribe to his channel.
Oh, there you go.
Also, I would love to see the managers mic'd up during matches to see what happens behind the scenes. This could be released for Patreons. Yeah. Love the show. You guys are awesome.
I love Patreons.
Yeah, well, so we did have a behind the scenes tier the last 2 years, and I forget what tier you were able to do. I think it was $5, and
I think it was the $3 tier.
Was it $3?
Yeah, because I had the $3 tier.
So. Oh, okay, all right. So Cameron would shuttle us up. I think that we're going to start doing those again. But we just got to figure it out because the crew's getting used to doing. We have a brand new crew, not just a brand new crew, but we have some of the old crew combined with a brand new crew. So we're excited to get everybody. You'll see it. You've already seen it in the feel of the production of the show, but it's gonna go up and we have some more interesting and fun things happen.
So they're saying mic'd up like when they're in Ben's ear.
Yeah, like in between rounds.
Oh,
they
like
hear
like
a timeout, like an NBA timeout.
When after the first round, I was like, "You're not really tied with him because he used a JTE already." I was trying to get
right.
I was trying to make
NFL types stuff.
Yeah,
maybe.
I like that one.
But what you were saying on Call to Action. So her favorite impression for you was John Voight. And mine's Dumbledore. So this is Dumbledore stumbling.
I'll pay $1.
Yeah, Dumbledore stumbling in to find John Voight waiting for him in the castle. Excuse me. Why exactly are you here?
Have you heard about the Slytherin? Oh, no. There's a giant snake in the hall.
It was someone that I knew a long time ago.
It's a big fucking snake, man. And I'm gonna kill it with a unicorn horn. I don't think that's what it was. What do they? I lost that trivia.
Unicorn horn. That would work. That unicorn.
What was the thing? He stabbed the book with the.
That was
Basilisk fang.
Oh, see,
that's right.
It's close. It's close.
Right. Oh, it's so good.
Oh my God,
it's so
that
good.
was a perfect scenario for it. Too. Those characters really.
You just walk into the castle, you can just see him standing there with like 2 knives.
You see it?
There's a big snake in the basement.
Where is the boy with the hood thing on his head?
Harry Potter, I have a scar too.
Oh, so good. So
Oh
good.
my God, I love it.
Oh, amazing. All right. Let us.
That was worth more than $1.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to some more news, though. We have some other things, some big news with the Star Wars world. What's going on, Ben?
Cassian Andor and Shazam 2, I'll throw that in there, started filming.
Okay.
With, Obi-Wan kind of being delayed and rewritten or whatever Ewan McGregor's calling it now. We finally got some filming on Cassian Andor, the Rogue One prequel. We're going to get to know more about
Getting
this
some
rebel.
great shout-outs for Beyond the Schmoedown and Greedy for Belts only to get sniped hard by Brett.
Yep.
Love you all. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Again, go listen to that the Dimalantis shows.
According to
Greedy for belts.
Dagnino, Diamante.
Diamante.
Yeah.
And,
Ashton Diamantes.
yeah, and Emily Lee Jacobson. But anyway, going
Carly
over
Rae Jepsen.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
According
Yes.
to the vodka in Gucci's water bottle.
Yeah.
That's how those names are pronounced.
It's about how it's a quote from Diego. It's about how things happen, which in fact is the same thing that happened in Rogue One. You know the ending, but you don't know how it happened, and we love that challenge in front of us again, which is exciting. So, I mean, there was that famous line of him saying, "I've been doing this since I was 6 years old."
Right.
So I'd love to see, he was kind of the one interesting character that I wanted to get to
His
know.
family fought for the Separatists. I wonder if they're going to play in that at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's in
And then,
canon, but I don't know if they're ever going to play on that.
Then Alan Tudyk's coming back as K2SO, which was
also makes me nervous because they probably have, whether they stick to what they set up in the comic books, because depending on they do the whole angle of when K2SO and Cassian met in the comic books, and so want to make sure it matches up timeline wise. But or they could just say no one's reading the comics, no one cares, which is very possible also after hearing some of those comments.
So is comic books included with Disney canon or no?
I mean, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's from what they said, and then then it's apparently they don't have any source material, so who knows?
That's what I'm wondering, because all the 90s EU novels, they're all gone, but everything since
the purchase.
Yeah.
The first one was was it A New Dawn? Is that the name of the one? It was with the I always forget the name.
Don't worry, someo's going to yell it at you.
I'm sure they will.
No, if they don't set that up right, I'm gonna go on the YouTube and threaten somebody's life. I mean, it's if you don't stick to canon,
then it's it,
and you redcon it.
You got to redcon it.
Yeah.
What is it's
Christian,
redcon? What
I
is
need my Star Wars back on track. Can you do Jedi Council on SEN or do those Collider Gimps own the rights? The format you had was perfect.
No, I mean, listen, the format itself, I mean, anybody can do if you want to do it. As just certain segments and stuff. The name itself, that's theirs. But I don't. Just take
He
it
turned
easy.
his mic off, but we can still hear him.
Yeah. I just don't have any interest in doing a Star Wars show right now. I don't mind talking about this.
That angers people so much.
What that I
that
don't
you don't
want
to talk about, and he still talks about
I
it.
do. I just.
he
It's
does.
just a matter of doing. I don't want to do a full show on. I'll probably do the Clone Wars stuff, but I don't want to do a full show. I don't want to do that.
Riley's doing. I mean, there's people
Riley's,
you can check out.
And Ken, man. So for me, the stories, when stories like this break, of course I want to talk about it, because I think Cassian could be a great show if they show both sides the way the Rebels did. Show me the Empire side, or like Lost Stars did, right? Show me the Empire side and the Rebel side. Show me the human nature in both of that, because not everybody. We know that there are people who jump sides from Empire to. I mean, shoot, Cassian went from fighting on the side of the Separatists and. But either way, it's like, show me the human side of both of it. That's what you can explore in a 10-part series.
I'd like to see the other side of the Separatists, because they truly felt like they were in the right when it like that the Clone Wars were happening, and we learned that in the very end, like the Republic were the bad guys because of Palpatine. So I'd like to see that go on.
Explored,
because he can he knows all about it, but I'd like to see like, oh, the Separatists really thought they were fighting against an oppressed government.
Fudgepacker is a perfect name for this idiot. What a dum-dum. I don't talk about Star Wars because I don't get perks anymore. It's an idiot comment. I can go to any one of those things if I wanted to. I just choose not to now. I still get the invites, fuckface. So I just choose not to go anymore. It's not even a perk. It's a matter. It's like, again, when you go, not once ever does anyone say to you, make sure you give it a good review. Now wait a minute, people, and you be idiots not to realize when you go to certain, whether it's premieres or screenings, or whatever, that of course publicists, and I'm sure that they do, they sit around and go, look, if we get them into the premiere and they're feeling all of it, then maybe that positive vibe will be in there and we'll get some positive tweets out of it. I'm sure that they feel that. Never once do they talk to people, but they're hoping that. Yeah. Shit, if I have people come to the live event, if they've never seen a Schmoedown before, and I can get press, if it's a difference of me saying, I'm going to send you a link, as opposed to come to the free for all, I'll give you free tickets in the front row and everything too. And because in my head I'm going, I want to get them so jazzed on this event that I want them positively tweeting about it.
Yeah,
of course, I think that's smart business. But never once does anybody say to you, here you go. Here's tickets to here's a vase with Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. Make sure that it's stupid. And I still get invites to screenings and everything too. I'm focusing on other things. I've went to 2 screenings in the last month of anything.
And
so
what honestly,
I still get those perks. Slobalarusk.
Just abstractly, there's nothing to talk about Star Wars.
No,
right
easy.
now.
That was a little rough.
Like Clone Wars, we're in between Mandalorian. Clone Wars is about to start, so then we can do the weekly reviews like we did Mandalorian. But there's nothing to talk about on a Star Wars. Like if you want to talk about EU, there's always something to, like, Alex Damon's putting out quality videos every week. But other than that, like, there's no big things to talk about. This is the biggest thing. A show started filming.
Yeah.
Another show stopped filming. And then we have a new show coming out.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's the truth.
Agreed.
Hey, you wanna Vader coin?
Wait, what'd you
come
call
review the Vader?
A Vader clone
a Vader
mask.
coin
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 dispenser.
bank?
I know.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, come to the review, huh? Do a review about the road. Perks?
The little. Oh,
look at that. That's pure porcelain.
Was this given to you to give a positive review about The Last Jedi?
Yes.
We probably should send this back.
Well, no, because listen, I don't want to get into shit anymore.
Can I just say I think it's dope that we're getting a Latino starring Star Wars show.
Absolutely.
Plus,
Yeah, I mean, he was great.
Mandalorian.
I know. Mandalorian.
I mean, he's not in it though.
Come on. He's the lead voice, the lead character. Come on, RB3.
Yeah, he spent 2 days on set. You know that's right.
But
I get you.
Come on.
I get you.
I'm gonna call him.
RB3 says you're a face actor.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not even face acting.
It's voice acting.
Yeah, helmet acting.
All right, listen. Let's. I'm pretty pumped about the series though in general, because I think that if they do it the right way and explore the politics, when Star Wars politics is done right, whether it's in novels, it's actually really intriguing. It's when it's done, like it's for the Clone Wars. It's not not the animated series, the movie. Not great. Hey Mando.
Hey.
While I don't have Hey Mando is a face person. While I don't give a fuck about while I don't give a fuck about Joaquin Phoenix, what he thinks about cows and the people who squeeze their udders, I do very much care about Kate's thoughts on manscaping. She seems to really like the face beards, but what about the bag beards? Yay or nay? Well, before you get into that, I have to tell you that something that Kate told me last night, and because of that, Kate said that she's been smelling something on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays coming from the left side down low. So we figured it was your balls. So in order to that, we gave you the manscaping pack. There you go. So you got a full manscaping
I legit
pack.
asked for one of these for Christmas.
Well, you got it. See, thank your balls because they were so
I'm
putrid.
sorry about the stench.
Yeah, your balls were so bad that Kate said, please give
like,
the
could
free
you just
Manscaped
please?
to
That is so
and if you
cool.
go to manscaped.com, put
I was
in
like, Christian, I literally can't breathe.
SEN Live. SEN Live, put in the code at manscaped.com, and you will get one of those. Open it up.
Oh, I
What
can
do you
open
know?
it. I'm like, it's just the
Is
box,
this the Lawnmower
right?
3.0?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
so
my
why don't you give
God.
while he opens up his new prize?
How do we do this? Okay, guys, we're doing an open box. Click and subscribe.
Open box.
Yeah, go ahead. Go do your open box.
Check that out.
Oh, look at that.
Rich
Look at that.
We
What
call
is it?
these,
Tell us what
we
it is.
call
I
these douchebags in my family, but,
Oh.
but no, that's really
Well,
what is
legit
it?
what my mom calls overnight bags.
Just
Yeah,
because they
Rocket.
can see it, the people listening on Apple
All right.
Podcasts
Oh
can't.
yeah, so it's over. It's like what do you call it?
A dop kit. We used to call this a dop kit.
It's an
Dop bag.
overnight
Dop bag,
for
yeah.
all your toothbrushes and
My
your
tools.
manscaping material. All right, I gotta do this.
Oh my
I got
God.
a newspaper.
Oh my God, the
Oh,
Lawnmower
good.
3.0.
So that's it.
That's it. You're gonna. Well, it's to read on the shitter.
Balls to
Oh,
the
there it
wall.
is. The Lawnmower 3.0.
That's the
So you're gonna
one.
shave your balls
I
with
heard
that.
about
I
this.
I've already used mine, and
you love
it's
it.
amazing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you won't nick them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a different one and I nicked them.
Yeah.
And it was not a
I gotta get
pleasant
another
experience.
one sent. Frank, can you get another one
Look at
sent?
this.
Yeah.
I gave that one to him.
I wish I had my.
That's nice of you.
Well, yeah, he's sad.
Here, this is one of the best.
Did they give you glasses too?
Yeah, no, the crop preserver.
Give me an old man who,
deodorant.
for the first time finding the balls.
What for ball deodorant? Well, you gotta put deodorant on your balls now.
Anti-chafing.
What am I
What should be his wife?
Yeah.
toning my balls?
Well, listen, they are a little saggy.
What do I gotta tone? You say I gotta tone my arms, but now my balls need to be toned. This is
Spit take.
well, I appreciate the gift, but it's kind of insensitive to my balls.
Listen, if you want them anywhere near my mouth in the next 3 days we have to live.
Okay, sold to the first person. What am I even saying? Oh, these are. I got some briefs, box of briefs.
Let's take those
The
out.
best
Can you
way,
see those?
because I don't like those regular boxes that let my balls flap around. I like them to be tucked in there, because those things will hit the shower.
I'll tell you what, I have had to tell you more times than not when you're wearing shorts. Tuck your ball back in!
Well, now
Schmoedown.
Oh wait,
We have the clean balls.
That's right.
Yeah, we do.
Clean balls, and I think the Schmoebot is drunk.
I gotta say, I love that ad yesterday because I thought you were making it up when you said,
Dave
"Do your
heard
dick
a
and
little
balls."
rumor yesterday. Ed manscaped me for $1. Joke's on you. I've had SHR done. My question is, will you polish them for that $1 instead?
There you go.
Is that good? That's the laser treatment, right?
Yeah, that's what he says.
No,
That's what he says.
I'm sticking with this. I don't want any lasers near my balls.
It was really good. All right, listen.
This is
So
great.
thank you once
Thank
again.
you so much.
Manscaped.com
Manscaped. That's awesome.
/SEN Live, one word, SEN Live, and get yourself a discount. I think it's worth it. All right, hey Mando, he said that thing. Oh yeah, so you never answered your question. Seems to really like the face beards. What about the bag beards? Yay or nay?
Yay.
The bag beards. You like
Yay.
these?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
good
yeah.
for you. Darth Vader.
Bag beer.
Yeah. I like a little.
Oh, that's
In my tea
That's
bag.
disgusting.
Oh, God.
No,
That's absolutely filthy.
no, it's
All right,
not.
Darth Vader.
It's
Thanks.
manly.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for inspiring me to start my Darth Vatted YouTube channel. I am an unemployed writer who
They all are right now.
I know. Who became a stay-at-home dad. I need a new challenge.
Oh, hey.
But I'm not a natural self-promoter like the SEN crew. If you like the meaning of podcasts, you might like me. There you go. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Darth the Dad. Check out Darth the Dad's YouTube channel.
And also, thank you for being a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Winkleman is awesome at that, by the way, too.
Oh, is he? Is he a stay-at-home
yeah,
dad? I
he
didn't
quit his
realize
job and
that.
decided to do it. And he's
Oh, that's incredible.
It's all about his son, man. I love it. 50 Shades of Geek. Longtime viewer, first-time donator. Hope it won't be my last. Well, thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate that. Trash Panda back in the house. Going to the future with this one. Can we get, this is $5. Can we get Drunk Brett as best man in RB3's wedding, trying to stay awake while giving a speech? That's actually really good. Go ahead, RB3. Hit the Drunk Brett music.
All right. Shh, everybody, shush it. Ting, 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 ting. I got his beat. Ballscaped. RB7 is the greatest man in the nation. And I feel like I'm losing a friend, but I'm gaining another friend in his wife. And they're because he's marrying his best friend. And I was his best friend. And now I'm his second best friend. I actually don't like you for marrying him now.
Brett Sheridan, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Sheridan is so good. Oh, so good.
Oh my God.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who wants to bet that's not the last time I heard something? All right, let's see. Paul Denuzio, hope you are feeling better. Kate,
Medium, yes, thank you, Paul.
We had a great time on Monday night. One of our most watched episodes. Look at that.
They said it was the most people in the chat there.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
There's so many people. You were in the chat.
Yes.
Janine
Kaiser,
was.
yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't tell Roka.
The Den is so. I have to say.
He hasn't been on yet.
No.
I think that actually will be
Roka,
pretty
yeah,
high
that's-
rated
yeah, no,
because
that Roka's gonna
because
keep
especially
it
the
up.
past beef that he had with them, and now they finally cleaned it up, and
Yeah.
he's coming in like 2 years later. That's going to be good.
When I
By the
did the
way,
Beardo one, mine was like the longest one, and Roka goes, "How long was Brett's?" And like purposely did it longer than.
Oh, makes sense. That makes sense. Oh man. Okay, Drunk Brett needs his own stand-up special. Someone said.
sure
I agree.
does.
Okay, next one. This is from Sir Lord Attenborough. He's very active lately. Hey, all, thoughts on the French Dispatch trailer? Seems to fit the Wes Anderson tone and the feel. Looks pretty good to me. Thoughts? Also, what is everyone's favorite Wes Anderson film? Mine is Royal Tenenbaums. Mine is also Royal Tenenbaums. We did watch the trailer. Ben Goddard and I this morning checked it out, and I said to him the same thing I'll say to you. It looks like a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
And that's... You never know. You're either going to get an amazing, incredible, kick-ass film, or you're going to get, okay, it was just him being his kind of quirky self, but it was still really enjoyable with the music. And there's always French music. There's always, like, Bill Murray. And
Yeah,
there's always like a
Will-
shade of
Will
pink.
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very artistic.
And there's always apparently 40 actors in this movie.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
holy crap. But somehow he manages to make the same movie, but still just like tinker it just a little bit, and it's still so charming, still so lovely. My favorite is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I was gonna say that's my second favorite.
It's
yeah.
and especially
You know,
because
I've
I
never
read the
seen
book.
that one.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know. Never
We're
seen
going
that.
through-
Your kids would love it too.
We're
You
reading
think so?
all of
I
the
think
we're
so.
reading all of the Roald Dahl books right now. Like we're going through the whole series. So we did like the Witches, and then you can watch the Angelica Houston. We watched the Angelica Houston. Did you watch that when you were kids?
No.
She's incredible.
You
in it.
see James and the Giant Peach yet?
Not yet. So we haven't gone, but
it's
then
good.
we're going on to Matilda now, which is we're going to be able to watch that movie. But I can't wait for Fantastic Mr. Fox because
Yeah, like
that
especially-
movie is.
You're
Woo!
I love that
Tannenbaums,
one.
though.
No,
You're
Tannenbaums
yeah.
all the way, but I don't even know if there's one that I would. Zuzo was my
I didn't
least
like Zuzo.
favorite one. I don't know,
Yeah.
that one just didn't hit for me, but the rest of them I really
yeah.
loved.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, even if it's not that great, every frame
It's
is
gorgeous.
like
So
a
beautiful.
painting.
Yeah.
It's I love the way he frames.
You a
it.
Wes Anderson guy?
Yeah, I'm a big Wes Anderson guy.
What's your
yeah.
favorite?
My favorite's either Royal Tenenbaums
Yeah.
or Moonrise Kingdom. Actually, it was one of
Oh,
those.
that was such a good
I
one.
want to
too.
watch Tannenbaums with you.
Yeah,
because it's I think it's one of the funniest movies
It's
ever
hilarious.
made,
Yeah.
and
Ever.
I would love to watch that with you.
And
I think it would be
my
amazing.
favorite thing about Wes Anderson is he does talk about serious stuff. Like in Tannenbaum, someone tries to commit suicide.
yeah.
Like, but it's just it's filmed so lightly that the movie just skates on, and it's such a talent that he has to talk about. Like there's death, and in this one there's like riots and revolution, but how he's gonna frame it, I'm very excited to see.
But so yeah, the trailer itself, I think we all enjoyed it. Did you see the trailer?
No.
You didn't see the trailer?
No,
yet?
no,
Okay.
no.
So check the trailer out when you can. It is you definitely know, and I think that's one of the things, and we've mentioned before. There are a few directors out there that are like the stars. We used to live in the age where the movie star was.
The star.
He was the one. It was the one that just kind of drove box office. That's not really the case anymore. I mean, not even Tom Cruise can. I mean, look at Jack Reacher and everything. So there are franchises that can sell still. Fast and Furious. Obviously, I think The Rock is maybe the closest one, but even he's hit and miss sometimes.
He's good international because Skyscraper didn't do that well. Neither did Rampage.
But it crushed international.
Yeah.
Right. So so he's probably the closest thing you have to like a big budget movie star right now.
Yeah.
But it's the directors. Like you're gonna get people into theater when it's Tarantino and it's Nolan or Wes Anderson, and they all have their unique feels. And even someone who doesn't necessarily get box office anymore, like Tim Burton, you can turn the volume off and just see frames, and you go, "Oh, Tim Burton directed this."
Yes.
Same thing. You would know right away from this trailer within 4 seconds. Oh, this is a Wes Anderson movie.
can't wait.
You know right away. Yeah.
And
So-
that's something that I don't want him to change. You know,
No,
like
he
I
shouldn't.
want to
Totally.
see.
No,
you
it's
know,
so good.
He's never going to direct, nor should he direct like a Star Wars or a Marvel or DC
please
movie.
don't.
I'd
Yeah,
love to see a Wes Anderson
Get
MCU
out of
movie.
here. There's no chance.
I don't know what it would be.
It might be
would not be
interesting.
successful, but
Yeah.
I'd love to see what he would do with like a
Right.
big blockbuster.
Yeah.
If they have nothing to do with it and they couldn't touch it, and it
Yes,
feels like
that's
Exactly.
yes,
Right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Feels like
yeah,
a
yeah,
Joker
yeah,
situation.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's no
Like
chance.
he needs to find like an obscure comic book character and
Right.
make that a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Greetings, SEN
is it a fart?
Live. I'm the source of the mysterious deep space signal I'm sending to Earth every 16 days.
Let's talk
It
about
says
that.
men don't like getting hair in their mouths from China and women want your pubes in theirs.
Oh, okay.
Use Manscaped and send code for 10 off. Shalom.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
That's
He
the
sounds- he
worst.
says it like Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Glad to see you
I have a
missed
really
China.
funny story about
China.
that, but again, I don't know what the hell you're allowed to say now, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I don't even know because it is a funny story, but in my head I'm going, who knows who gets offended by things now? I'm done with it. So Ben, so we did talk. It's funny that Haskell brought that up because there's a CNN story that broke either last night or this morning. It was last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was last night,
So tell
and-
us what's going on.
So I was reading through this, and there's a lot of technical jargon in this article. So we've received signals
So
from
Brett,
like
go ahead.
yeah, Brett. Lay it off.
We're receiving signals. Go. No, you do.
We would receive signals. It would receive a burst or two, then it would go quiet for another 12 days. And usually we can track them. Like we receive radio
Who's,
signals
I'm sorry,
all the time.
who's we?
Like planet Earth, like
Planet
NASA,
Earth,
and
okay,
like, you know,
so NASA,
people
okay.
that are listening for these things.
Okay.
And so we usually receive them and then they stop. But we're receiving them every 16 days, almost on the dot. So we're trying
This
to
is some
trace.
lost shit.
Yeah, this is like some contact type of stuff.
Wow.
Like they're gonna tell us to build a whatever. I haven't seen that movie in forever. It's not good.
But so
boat.
we're getting
Yeah.
we could be getting messages from space.
Yeah, and they're trying to track it down. They seem like it's from a remnant of a neutron star, which is the remnants of a supernova. And their diameters are comparable to the size of Chicago or Atlanta.
Yeah.
But they're incredibly dense with masses bigger than that of our sun.
Weird flex.
So
Yeah, weird flex. Yeah, Chicago.
All right. And we can say anything about Chicago. And yeah.
Yeah, Chicago-sized supernova.
It's like
So-
Nicole
We
got
are a
desperate.
supernova.
A guy to shit his pants in Chicago Park. Yeah.
represent front page.
That's my town.
So I think instead that's my dad.
Now,
That's my dad.
The streets is your daddy.
You know, I don't like that show anymore.
is a supernova a star?
Yeah,
So
but let's send
would
that.
that be very hot to live on?
But sending so.
Are you sending signals from a star?
No, I don't want to move to the supernova. What are you talking about?
I do want to.
Hey, what's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea?
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't pay $200 for a lentil on my face.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, I got it now.
Got it?
Really?
Okay.
It was a slow roll for me.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah,
I get it.
that's gonna be a
get
8
it.
o'clock
I
call
get
from
it.
my mom. What was the chickpea thing about?
Again. All right.
Can I just say, like, you guys are laughing about this. I'm scared as fuck.
About the aliens.
yeah.
Look, there's two things with the aliens. Okay, if they are sending, there's a couple things. If the aliens are sending stuff out, it's gonna be a long time before they reach us. It'll be our grandkids. So good luck to them.
Peace out, motherfucker.
The other thing is, it could be nice people, nice aliens that come in, or it could be exactly what what's his face said. Not Steve Jobs, who's the genius.
Stephen Hawking.
Thank you. Who said that most likely would be an invasion. Well, then hopefully they just hit a button and then nobody feels anything.
Yeah.
So
It's like a Hitchhiker's Guide. They just like
that's it.
done.
There's nothing you can do about it. The aliens are either going to come, they're going to be your friends, or going to kill you.
But
That's
they
it.
think the signal specifically is
Aliens? No.
is aliens. I
No,
mean,
they don't know what
could
it
just
could
be
be.
like it could be like a mask.
I'll tell you what I think.
Our
it is.
signal
Yeah.
bouncing back. Like,
What I wish it would be, because I really believe in the infinite universe and parallel
Yes.
universes and everything
Yes.
too, that it could be another version of Earth, and that maybe slip through. That to me would be incredible, like that type of thing.
That's
if that
awesome.
happened.
Like I'm
Right?
fine with like all faith and religion, but if you truly believe we are the only life
Yeah.
in the entire universe, that's
You're a
just
moron.
dumb.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's so huge. We can't be
It's
the
infinite.
only
It's
life.
yeah.
Like
Right. So I mean, again, it just you just don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
I loved the story though.
Get ready for some nice YouTube comments.
Yeah.
It's true.
How dare he say that?
Okay, let's move on. All right, Rob Mack. Christian, I hope you don't stop doing movie reviews completely because you and I share very similar tastes in movies. If it wasn't for your reviews of Vox Lux, Peanut Butter Falcon, or Bad Boys 3, then I probably wouldn't have seen those movies. Well, I'm definitely not going to stop seeing movies.
Did you like Vox Lux?
I loved it.
Really?
Loved it. It was one of my favorites.
Wow.
You've been recommending that movie to me
Love
for a
that
long
movie.
time.
It's very disturbing in the first like 3 minutes though.
Oh my God, I was not ready for that opening.
No, you got to be ready for that opening because that it fucks you up. And that song is the song that she sings, the really popular one. I still listen to it.
Really?
I think it's incredible.
I like the first half, but then when Natalie Portman becomes...
You didn't buy her later on.
Her accent is like... I believed her Jackie Kennedy, and I love Natalie as an actress, but that New York accent, like...
It wasn't the best.
I'm trying to have lunch with my daughter over here.
Oh, it's like me.
yeah. But I loved it. I love that movie. But
It was definitely a big swing. I appreciated that.
But no, I'm not going to stop doing reviews at all. There's a lot that very positive things that have happened with both SEN and the Schmoedown over the last like month and a half, and I've just been busy, and I got to prioritize. Like this show to me is everything I love to do, and it's everything I get to hang out with my friends, talk about whatever, talk to you guys, and that is it's. I haven't had this much fun doing a morning show, and I don't know, since the Toad Hop days, to be completely honest with you. And I think that this is something I'm really focusing on, and we also are going to have people. We're going to be able to. RB3 and Ben, they go to see movies all the time too, but I'm going to be seeing more, go to the screenings and everything too. Like I said, I get invited to all the screanings every week.
You get the kickbacks, so I mean, why would you stop going?
That's right. I got all the perks. But I'm going to be there'll be. I think there's what's coming out. Something coming out next week. I missed Sonic. I wanted to go to Sonic because I wanted to take my daughter to see it also.
Yeah.
But it just didn't line up with the schedule. It was on a Saturday. And they only have one screening, and it's on Saturday. It's like my schedule sucks right now.
I'm quietly hearing good things about Sonic,
I heard
too.
Me too.
Really?
Me too. Yeah. So, but no, I will not. I'm not going to stop reviewing movies. And the other thing that is the benefit of doing this show is there's definitely movies that kind of slip by the cracks that I missed, right? That I'm going to watch when they come out. And this is like an evergreen show for us. Like I could say. I always wanted to do it the same way that people, whether it's Stern or whoever too, when they're watching something. Ben, you know what I finally watched last night was Blah.
The Thing.
To The Thing, and review that, or like when Charlie's Angels is coming out, I guess, right? And people, and I'll watch it, and then I'll do a review of it. So if it's like, what the fuck do you care if it's a week later or 2 weeks later, and it might actually be the day of, like everybody else. It's just
you know when you're gonna watch The Thing? Next year's Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because you're not gonna watch the Oscars. You said you weren't gonna watch the Oscars.
Watch it.
Make you watch The Thing next year.
It's true, but
You didn't. What you didn't like the Oscars?
I did not to get
Your
into the whole
best friend
thing.
produced it, so go ahead.
Oh, did she? Sorry. I didn't.
No, I don't know.
Well, if that was the case, because I didn't actually. Yeah, the overall production I thought was terrible for the show. The production of the show was terrible.
I'll tell Jeremy that you said that.
Sorry, Jeremy. Get your shit together, Jeremy. All right, C3P Diddy.
Oh, there he is.
Kate, you're awesome managing Tom and Paul. That wheel slice decision wasn't a mistake. This match airs on Thursday, everybody. You are new to this. Okay. Andrew DeMolanta also says, hey, all, what are your top 5 Schmoedown moments? Top 5 Schmoedown moments. I'd have to really think about it. I'll just, and again, I could redo all these, but I think Roca and Merle, Shire Wolves win the titles. It was a big moment for me in general too, because I was out of town when all that was going on. I got a chance to talk to them afterwards. It was very emotional for all of us when that happened. I think Kalinowski and Smets is one of my favorite all time.
Studio or San Diego?
Kalinowski and Smets. The first.
Or
match.
Spectacular.
Yeah, the first match. First match. Don't Tell Peter. It was a great match.
That was good.
What else? And Draco clearing the table at free for all. And then Sam Witwer and Ken Iron Man match. Yeah.
And then Kate apologizing to Ben.
Yes. Today, me apologizing to Ben was my favorite Schmoedown moment too.
That's
Next
true.
question.
Can only go down from there.
That's right. That's
so
right.
good.
That's right. Sir Lord Attenborough, this is for everyone. What has been the most difficult, challenging part about working in the entertainment industry? That's okay. No, exactly. I will honestly say that I was pretty confused and taken back when I saw how much vitriol and anger and hatred could come out of an audience centered around escapism. And this happened probably during like the Man of Steel,
Batman v
era.
Superman was, I feel
even
like,
before
the peak.
that though. It was when I didn't ever experience it like coming towards me, but the first time I ever saw it was because I really enjoyed Man of Steel. When Ellis didn't, it was the first time and nobody had seen it yet. And Ellis gave it like a so-so, and the audience like murdered in the way that it's very common now that it happens all the time. And I had never seen that before. And I was like, oh, maybe they're just picking on Ellis for one particular thing. And then, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just DC fans. And it clearly wasn't, because then it happened with, with Star Wars, when it all turned with Star Wars, I was thrown back that this space could do that. And it is what it is. It's just, and it's not like, oh man, you guys should be better. It's not that. It's just a matter of, from doing movie reviews with Ellis to where we just crack jokes and being comedians, from the Comedy Store, it was still trying to get used to what this is. Like, I don't think anybody's used to it. Nobody still knows really what it is. And that's why I said yesterday, I walked into that space and the day after, and that one person brought up the Oscars, and I was like, "This is great! This is awesome."
Yeah, I think it was like, because I haven't been in this space long enough at all, but just like that 2016 with like Ghostbusters, the all-female Ghostbusters, and like Batman v Superman, and then Last Jedi, like those like 18 or so months, I was just like, holy shit, it was a lot.
Yeah, Kate.
I was gonna say, entertainment industry, even beyond just talking about entertainment industry. I would say, like, from my days in a production company and also my days on sets as an actress, I think the thing that's so hard is like the honestly, just the dynamics, like the above the line versus below the line, even like the way that gets distinguished, like below the line is such a horrible way to like designate who the crew is. Like, I don't know, I just feel like there's like this, it's Parasite. Like, and I feel like the people that always treated me the worst were the people that were above the line and women.
That's why you hated Little Women.
That's why I hated Little Women. No.
Yeah. I've talked to Kate about this. It's with acting. It's you used to think it was like when you tried out for a play and you'd go up and you'd go, oh, so and so got it and I didn't get it. But it's the not knowing. You don't know why you didn't get a role. You don't know if you're going to. You wait until the day they shoot it. You know when they're going to shoot like a commercial or a show, and you wait right up to maybe they're going to call me early in the morning, and then it's just this deflated, and you don't know. Well, was I not this? Was I not? You don't get feedback, and that's the hardest part about doing this. So long as you go
auditioning, I hated it, dude. I don't know how you guys did it. I just bailed on it. I hated auditioning. It's like, because I never really felt like you can get the pure performance, and clearly a lot of actors do. I just never felt like I could tune into do like the kind of stuff that we do here when we go back. Like, they don't.
100%.
You can't do that in the room.
No.
And like the stakes always felt so high, and as soon as the stakes feel high, I'm
especially
always like,
commercials.
Murder. Yeah,
right.
just,
you have a can of peas in your hand, and you're sitting in a car, and there's a cartoon cow right next to you. Act.
Yeah, there's a reason you booked a lot of commercials and I booked one. You know what I mean? It's like
I had to pretend to ride a chair like a bull, and that's like with me evaluating my life. Right? Like,
I gotta say, okay. Go ahead. I just want one quick thing, just on the production assistant side of like working on shows. It just really bothers me. Like the more you talk to people, the more you recognize like the nepotism. That's like, it's like everybody's somebody's brother or cousin or nephew or something like that. And it's like,
it's all about knowing.
If you know nobody, then it's like it's really hard to like take that step up.
But that's everything.
You know,
man.
Christian now.
Yeah, hey, that's where it's at.
But that's everything, though. Not knowing me, but the just like knowing someone. Yeah, that's really how it works. That's how I got started in doing anything that I did. The funny thing is, my buddy Aaron, by the way, and I have to say, my friend Aaron Wilhelm, who was the editor of the movie trivia Schmoedown for since season 3. Oh, wow. He set the tone he was kind of one of the unsung heroes, like the major one, of what he did, how fast he could work, the overall putting the music behind it, that's end. he was such a saint when it came to a lot of the competitors wanted to put these special effects, and I'm like, I don't know if you want to ask Aaron to do that. And I was like, I got it. And so all those iconic moments that you saw, like with Clark when she's got the the Thor moment, or every Bibiani entrance,
every Shazam 9 entrance one
is Aaron, man.
Yeah.
And Aaron was so good. But Aaron was my buddy in college, and he got me my first job out here. We're working for Intermedia, which is a production company. I don't think they exist anymore. But the funny thing is, so there was a guy who was an assistant there who's like now he's a major film executive over at Skybound, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And so when I walked in there for a meeting, I got a chance to see him. But he's awesome. And so anyway, it all interconnects.
Is Aaron still with us?
No, Aaron. So that's why.
No,
I was getting... he's alive. Yes.
Oh my God! I was
yes. He lives in Orlando.
That's what I mean. Is he still alive? I thought you were going to be like, by
sorry,
the way.
No,
unfortunately, Aaron.
He just no. He's no longer cutting the matches after the season.
Of course.
It's just harder because he's in Orlando.
No,
and it's
I
remember.
Understand. I just thought you were bracing us for him to have died.
The story was definitely left on a pause. But remember when we shot the awards and we shot the draft, and RB3 had to send the footage. It was like it took like a day and a half, almost 2 days for the footage to transfer to Orlando, and it came out later, and it was one of those things. But Aaron was amazing. He's a close friend, and I didn't really give him the proper kind of send off on the on any show yet. He was incredible. He's also part of Deep Cuts, the team. Love Aaron Wilhelm, and hopefully we can do some stuff with him in the future. C3P Diddy, I was going to give a fake name, but when it comes to the Schmoedown, you either go big or you go home. How can I get into the fan leagues? I have burning desire to compete in the Schmoedown. I keep up, and that's without even studying. The same thing I say to everyone, go to the Facebook group and throw some, whether it's Caleb or Sandy or whoever, those guys can point you in the right direction. I'm just sure they're kind of over flooded with people too. And I know the Discord lead, by the way, too, if you join up on Patreon, John Mariano handles some stuff too. If you go to Patreon, I think at the $1 tier right now.
Oh, cool.
You can be part of the Discord. Hey, if it's in there, it's the bubbly water. What do you want me to do?
I stop drinking the bubbly water.
No.
that's all I want you to do.
Do I ask you to stop eating beans?
Yeah. And I apologize. I have to go pee. Listen, antidepressants make my getting me cotton mouth. Sorry.
I actually need a paper towel for that.
I thought you were gonna go too. You guys go together. What the fuck is going on? Okay, let's see. Next one. Hotel Nerd. Thoughts on Roman Reigns challenging The Rock at WrestleMania? Thinking Vince and company are getting nervous about AEW. Well, that's certainly probably the case. They want to put on a big main event, and that's his uncle, or is his uncle or his cousin?
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Roman Reigns. I believe it's his cousin. Roman Reigns is related to The Rock, hence that's why he was in the last.
Oh, Roman Reigns is his cousin. I know
cousin
that.
There's a Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
right.
I knew that. Ben knew that.
Yeah, so you didn't hear what I said then initially. That's fine. Thank you for being honest. So we'll get out of that chat. You don't need to be on the table. You wait till Ellis gets here.
Oh no, I'm doing the notes.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I'm not in the chat.
All right. So anyway, so Roman Reigns and The Rock. Yeah, I could absolutely see why they would want to do that. There's competition now. You always want to throw, even if that's a good thing. That's a good thing because they want to try to get it. But what does it mean though? For me, Roman Reigns versus The Rock, because The Rock's only going to come back for one match. It's a specialty match. Everyone will tune in, and it doesn't help your league. Like I don't think there's that's the biggest problem with WWE. I think there's no league mentality. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like, to me, it seems there's more of a league in AEW. Like, you know who the champions are, and it builds up towards the rankings, and it feels like that old sport feel, as where it just feels, and it's always been a soap opera, but it feels so much more soap opera now than it does sport.
That's honestly why I could never get into it, because like I was even at the height of like with Goldberg and Booker T,
right.
I love that movie Ready to Rumble, and I was like, oh, I love seeing Sting and all these people in there. I just never knew who was the champion. That felt like the belt was always on the line. Right. I was like, what? I couldn't keep up with it. It's like comic books, like you can't just dive in. You have to find a storyline and stick with it, and it's hard to get into wrestling because there's so much history, there's so much lore, the storylines are always changing, so it's a hard sport to get into because like XFL is going on while the NFL is not.
Right.
So it's not like a direct competition. They have to keep up with both at the same time.
I just wish there was more of like a ranking system and the way that they used to do it, like where it was. And I understand why they tried it, because they're doing 2 shows a week now on Fox. They're doing these big matchups. But I always liked the idea of like when Randy Savage and Hogan fought, they hadn't fought for like a year, like on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it built up to it. It's like seeing that big boxing match or the big UFC fight. It's like they hadn't fought, but if they're fighting in tag matches and building up the fight that way, and then they're doing non-disqualification matches. It's like the lore of not seeing them, like when Ultimate Warrior fought Hogan in like WrestleMania 6. These two champions that hadn't fought. It built it up, and it was this big event. That's why it sold as many tickets as it does, because it felt like that sporting thing. I understand why there's reasons why they can't necessarily do that because of all the TV time. It just took a little bit of the
There's
lore
just
out
too
of it.
much content now. Like you even see with UFC, the John Jones fight like didn't do that well, and then the Tyson.
Oh, it didn't do that well.
It did better than most. Like it's literally it's John Jones and Conor McGregor. Those are their two main
guys.
polls.
Yeah.
And then
who's this ninja that they have now? The woman. She's like
the slap kick in the face.
Yeah, the slap kick. But she also I can't tell. It has to be a fake video. I'm 80% this is a fake video of this woman. Do you remember her name?
No, I don't.
So and again, I'm so tuned down to UFC these days, guys. Not because I don't have an interest, just because I have 2 kids and a wife. So it's this. They're saying that she's like she was
on behalf of your wife. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. She's in the stairwell and like all the paparazzi is there, and she jumps over the stairwell, over the second stairwell, and then climbs over something else, and then a car comes and she scoots over the car and she jumps and gets away from the paparazzi.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah,
and it's certainly looked like when she jumps from the car to the wall, I'm like, okay, that's obviously fake. But the other stuff looked like parkour stuff.
I mean, she's really doing it, but there's a moment where she does like a pole swing and it doesn't take her anywhere. I'm like, okay, they would have caught up to you right there.
Yeah. Well, it also that and the fact that when she leaps, it looks like that movie Species.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
So I was like, okay, but it was Valentina Shevchenko. That's who that is.
Ooh.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, jumping back, streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Can we get drunk Brett too? Just kidding. This is Exiled Garlic. Thanks for being a good sport, Brett. Anyway, have you guys ever discovered a movie that you feel you should have seen? I had no idea Nolan had done a movie with Hugh Jackman and Bale. I gotta watch it. Oh, I see what he's saying. So basically, if there's a movie out there that you like, oh wait, that was an actual. I didn't even know that movie existed.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened. I can't place it off the top of my head.
For me, for a long time, it was Heat. Like, until I was like 12 years old, I didn't know that Pacino and Robert De Niro ever had a movie together. And I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah.
Isn't that a Gaffigan bit where he's like, he's talking about if you haven't seen movies for a while or whatever, and you're talking to your friends, you're like, hey, have you guys seen Heat?
Oh, such a good movie. I tried to get my wife to watch that. I almost got her.
On behalf of your wife again.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Did you see it?
What? Heat? Yes.
Yeah. All right, take it easy then.
Okay, I'm just
Sir
saying.
Lord Attenborough. This is for everyone.
Dumb motherfucker.
Right. This is for everyone. What has been the most difficult? We did that already.
Yeah.
We did. So C3P did all those. Did it? We did all those. Rohat Raj.
You always sound so mad at them.
I'm mad at myself. Yeah. Rohat
like,
Raj.
hey, we already did this.
Yes. Rohat Raj had a chance to watch Farewell, Peanut Butter Falcon, and Marriage Story over the last month. And they're my favorite movies of 2019. But I still have to watch Parasite. Farewell was a special movie though. Awkwafina as a star, disappointed that it did not get more love. Yeah, I still have to finish it.
She got the Golden Globe for it.
She did.
She did.
Yeah.
So I was happy they got that. But like that 10th spot, like you had the Farewell, you had Uncut Gems, you had Peanut Butter Falcon, you had movies.
You could have put in that
Yeah.
spot.
Just like even if, like Hell or High Water got nominated that year. Great movie. No one thought it was gonna win. Just nominate it.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
They
Nominate
could at least call it a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
it
agree with
deserves
you.
it.
Yeah.
Peanut Butter Falcon got.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
That's the best movie of the year.
I don't know
One of the
anything
best.
about it, and I love that. I will see it, but I don't know any.
You have to see it.
It's
Yeah,
so
you
good.
will love that.
Oh,
movie.
you're gonna.
You will love that movie.
Oh, how hard is he gonna cry?
Yes, he will. But in a good way. In a good
Brett
way.
gonna
It's a
cry.
good- yeah, it's a good
It's a
cry.
good.
It's a
Yeah,
good
it's a good cry.
Brendan Truitt. My wife and I are celebrating Valentine's Day with Brett and Bonnie. Brett versus Bonnie, that is. Barbecue and a bottle of wine. It is a great way to celebrate.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Barbecue sounds so good.
what a prize of a match it's going to be. My wife has also come up with a shorthand when she's excited to watch a movie. She's DTS. Down to Schmoedown. I love that. I'm a big fan of your wife, sir. So make sure you guys can get to a
On
to an
behalf
event.
of your wife.
Go fuck yourself. That's right. And he says, P.S. Brad, I'm rooting for you. Well, there you go.
Oh, that's nice.
You got somebody. Don Stellato. Drunk Brett fighting Richard because he caught him breaking into his car fucking Slayer. It's only $1. Can't do it. Camaro guy. After the first teams match of the year, I think this is going to be the craziest and best teams league ever. I agree. There's the other thing, a cool problem that I'm having, right, is that as I'm matchmaking and looking at all the upcoming things, there's so many potential great matchups.
I do want to ask you something because we talked a little bit about it on backstage.
Yeah.
Because it goes back and forth between the Shire Wolves and the Patriots of with the best team ever.
Absolutely.
So I was saying that if the Founding Fathers make it through this whole year, defend the belts for all of 2020, they're the best team ever.
I mean, it depends on. That means they would probably have about 4 or 5 title defenses in a reign. That the Patriots have had 6, right? So doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That who they beat is probably would be your argument. As opposed to
the competition's just so much more.
Yeah, but
than it was.
but I also don't think you should fault the Patriots for that because they beat all the best that were out there during their time.
Same with the Celtics. I brought up the Celtics last year. Like they have 11 titles. when there was 6 teams in the NBA, so titles are titles.
But you can put and the Shire Wolves, same thing. Shire Wolves competed when the league they started defending their titles when Anarchy flipped the division on its head. Anarchy turned what the division was when the Patriots were playing and annihilated that and turned it into the Super League that there is now with all the teams. And the Shire Wolves were the first champions inside of that. So they played the critically acclaims and the odd couples and and they played and corruption.
And corruption.
Yeah, so I mean that's why you can put them obviously in the conversation for sure.
And that's the thing, I'm not just
I know what you're
them
saying.
Out the door, but I just feel like with all these super teams, a full year defenses.
They certainly walk into the conversation. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Not that I don't know the stats on this because I've seen every season, every match.
Yes.
Is this the most amount of factions and players you've had? Okay.
Absolutely.
It seems like a lot.
But not everybody, and this is something that all the managers were told when they were drafting, not everybody is guaranteed a match.
Okay.
And especially it's a lot harder this year. Like when you lose, it's harder. It used to be like, okay, maybe in a month or 2 you get a match. It could be 3 or 4 months now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people. So sorry, buddy. So anyway, so there's a lot of things to consider, and I'm even looking at some of these potential matchups and realizing that some people perfect example. I was looking at the Tom and Paul, and I'm like, oh yeah, those guys are a team. Oh wait, they're both singles competitors too.
Yeah.
And then you got like Atchity is a singles competitor, Whitney and Alonzo, and it's like there's so many people out there inside of teams that also compete. So
me and Rachel Silvestrini.
Right. So
and I threw your name in. I don't know. I said Christian can make the call, but I was also like Ben for IG as well.
IG's tough.
I'd have to study specifically for it, but I think I can hang.
Yeah.
I thought you could too.
Matthew Z. Reed, he says, what about that swag theme song? Yeah, he's not getting enough love for that song. That song was amazing.
That is amazing.
It's so good.
RB3 was the first one to walk out to that.
Matthew
for
Reed.
Sure.
Matthew Reed is the David B of hip hop. Like he's
really good.
Really good.
He's really, really good. All right, so now we get to Goodfella. This is a Mount Rushmore conversation. No love for Snyder. He's belted on 2 teams. He's number 1 contender in singles. Most title defenses ever. I mean, Roca, Merle, Cushing are definitely locked. But in talks for the 4th, Sam, Clark, and Riley rock. But the heel should get some love also. Roxy should have brought this up.
She did.
Did she say Snyder?
She was all
on
about
backstage,
Snyder.
maybe.
Yeah, on backstage.
Yeah, so I think he was talking about yesterday on SEN Live.
Okay.
Snyder should absolutely be in the conversation.
For sure.
He's probably, if not the greatest teams player of all time.
I agree that he's one of the greatest teams player of all time with 2 teams winning the belt. He just needs a belt for singles.
Yeah, to maybe get in the conversation.
He was 1 point away from it. Yeah, he's 1 point away from it in New York.
A big match against Ethan Irwin, though.
That's going to be good.
That is a tough match. You got anybody see Snyder winning that match?
I can see it.
I see it too. No? No, huh?
The
only reason why
I don't want to make Roxy mad.
But Ethan's not studying his weaknesses. And
does Ethan have weaknesses?
Yes, and it's being exploited every match.
Yep.
Well, see, I think they're both kind of perfect to play each other because they both have that kind of cool
weaknesses.
Well, they have weaknesses, but they have like a cool demeanor to them while they play.
Right.
The only thing that scares me about Snyder that he's really going to try and mess with Ethan.
Yes.
During
yes.
the
Well,
show.
yeah, that's the thing.
Or
Snyder's a genius.
Yeah.
I just watched the Bibiani Snyder match where he just quit, and I'm like, I know Roxy's going to be in his ear.
Yeah, that Snyder. Remember that Snyder when he played Bibiani had just been in the league. Defending championships, being the biggest part of the biggest team of all time in the Patriots, right? And he was tapped out.
Yeah.
He was tapped out, and then Bibiani just put a whooping on him, and he just gave up.
Yep.
And that was it. He was gonna quit. He was gonna quit. And then because of Anarchy and Roxy, it brought Second Life.
Was that at the live event?
Bibiani messed him up.
Yeah.
Bibiani messed him up bad.
I remember being on set that day.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in that crowd was like, what is going on?
Watch that match. Watch Snyder versus Bibiani. You could just see him. The lights just go off. And he's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, he spun classics.
Yeah.
And he was just like, done.
Yeah.
Like, don't even care.
Yeah. So, yes, the Schmoebot is on, ladies and gentlemen. People are asking. You can put the Schmoebot on. It's streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. And this is Darth Vader again. Vadad, excuse me. I am pulling for Alex Damon in his match. But before he was even born, there was a Star Wars trivia whiz kid called Rusty Miller. I did a couple of videos on my channel, my Darth Vadad YouTube channel, about his Jedi Masters quiz book. Hey, man.
Oh,
Where is this guy? Where is Rusty Miller?
Hey,
is he
man,
still around?
where's this guy?
Yeah.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah.
I need some new Star Wars competitors. Arcadio, no spoilers, but the recent teams match gave me 2 character moments between Tom and the Den Mother that had me effing crying. The mouth is crushing it. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what she and Brett come up with for Brett's match on Friday. It's incredible. Back to Darth Vadad. It would be crazy if you could find Matt Rusty Miller and putting him in against Molly Damon in a Star Wars match. Oh, and check out my YouTube channel. I do nostalgic videos looking back at things I loved when I was younger.
Good man.
That's good. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Top Gun himself.
He made it.
I didn't even know he was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I got
Oh, yeah.
sunshine.
Marcus Ellis is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He's sitting down. So I tried to get to many Streamlabs because he doesn't let me get through any of them. So here we go through. Now we get Tyler Gosha.
Don't get it, Ben. He needs a minute.
Yeah. It's all right. It's fine. Tyler Gosha. Hey, Kate. Can't wait to get my Den jersey. This is the best faction, and Kate, you're the best manager.
Are there enough matches to sustain an entertaining scrub in the league along the lines of 90s greats like Coco Beware, Brooklyn Brawler, and Erwin Archester? Maybe someone in the room could fill that role?
So it's basically in wrestling there was always like those kind of mid-carders, people they're very entertaining. You just knew they were always going to lose, like Coco Beware, Erwin Archester, these people.
Fucking Shyster, Coco Beware.
I think
Don't get me started.
Makuga ran into that. I think Makuga became that role for a bit. Like he just can't. You always knew that in the beginning of his career he could win anything. Like, you know, you put him up against Draco or something. It's like Makuga, JTE, and he can win this match. Nowadays,
Makuga?
Yeah, back when he started. I know, but now I'm saying that now he's got that Coco Beware thing. Like he's got the big personality. You always want to watch him compete, but 9 out of 10 times you're going to pick the other person to win.
I famously always bet against him.
But back in the day, he would prove you wrong.
He could pull an upset.
Not these
days.
He
made me really sweat when he was competing against you for the first time.
Right.
Because
y'all
went down to the wire.
He beat me the first time.
Was that Blue Fairy?
It was Blue Fairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
When he was he's punch drunk now.
Yeah.
When he comes in, or just drunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
a little bit of both. Yeah.
A little bit of both. Mark Ellis is here, ladies and
How are you
gentlemen.
guys? Good.
Yeah, it's true.
Good to see you, Kate.
Good to
How
see
are
you,
you?
buddy.
I was really excited. I was telling these guys, and it was Winston called me out on it too, because I kind of fanboyed out a little bit because when I tweeted that thing out about the two great performances that you had, and I put the thing about Bill Burr.
Yeah,
and
thank
Burr
you.
Burr quote tweeted it.
Yeah,
because I had put that you crushed it. And
What'd he say?
He said murdered with a big exclamation point.
Billy
So
Freckles.
it's good. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
Billy Freckles.
good conversation you guys had too.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
we had a blast. Yeah.
I liked it because, and I don't shit on any other comedians that I've seen on that show, but I think it's just a natural thing sometimes that
Right.
people feel like they've got to be on when
Yeah.
they're sitting next to them, and
Well,
it just
you
seemed
also-
like you guys were just talking.
And you also you do prep bits. They give you, not you, but the people that go on that show. So you probably there is probably
You're talking about David Spade,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the Bill Burr
Oh,
thing.
I'm sorry.
Because Bill Burr, that was just an open conversation, right? There was no
There's
bits
so
and
much
stuff.
TV that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
I know.
really
That's
keep
good,
track
though.
of
You're
all of
in
it.
so many places.
Yeah, but when you're sitting there with Burr, when you're
Last week I was on TV.
yeah, but when you're sitting
Now
there
I'm
with
just back
Burr,
on the
though,
internet.
Hello,
that-
Mark. It's finally you come face to face with the meat-beating, pie-eating, trailblazing, cock-raising. Enough of this talk. You know it's a fact. Soggy Mini Muffins is coming in that biatch, slinging so much long that they'll knock off your stupid hat.
There it
He's
is.
coming
Was
right
that
after.
two
Exactly.
that,
I think that was two. We're
Yeah,
gonna-
and she
She's having.
glitched.
We're trying to figure. We're asking David. We're trying.
What did you do?
Something's going
What
on.
Drunk
did
with
you
it.
do to-
Schmoebot.
What did you do to cause the glitch on the
I've
Schmoebot?
gotten tweets that people are like, "Hey, what's wrong with the Schmoebot?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
just
sure.
unplug it.
She's
wait
right. We
30
got to
seconds.
figure out. We got to
Plug
fix
her
the
back in.
Schmoebot because it's been happening the
You
last
hacked
couple
the
days.
Schmoebot, didn't you?
But that conversation with Burr, by the way, so that's all. You're just having a conversation, right? There's no
Yeah,
bits
Sorry,
there.
I
you
was
just
talking
go
about
in and shoot the
something
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was over. It was over 2 days.
Okay.
So, the first day that we shot, you do the interview with Bill, and then the next night is the set.
The set, right?
And that was like 2 days after Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, okay, shit.
Is when we got back, which is
was
funny.
that long ago that you shot that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why so long?
That's just
this is their process, huh?
The schedule, yeah.
I mean,
That's Hollywood.
They probably knock out so many.
Yeah.
By
the way,
sets.
Eric, the editor now is probably like, "Can I take that long to
I know,
edit some
seriously,
videos?"
that poor bastard's got to do it in like 3 days.
Yeah. Well, I think that they knew ahead of time that this was going to be something for early 2020.
Okay.
Because they're like, hey, just make sure all the material. It can be political and all that shit, but it make sure it's evergreen.
That's got to be
It's
stressful.
going to be next year.
That's got to be stressful. I mean, because you're waiting for it now, and then you find because you probably forget about it at one point, and then it starts to get closer.
Yeah.
And they let you know because you watched it at the Comedy Store, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I was at the Comedy Store performing, and then Grace and Ken came to have a drink, and then it was so crowded at the Comedy Store. We're like, well, let's go over to Saddle Ranch. So we go to Saddle Ranch, and we're dining. We have a couple more beers, and then I'm about to go home, but it's like, I think the show started at 11 and it was like 10:50, and I was like, oh yeah, they're probably playing it at the porch. They're like, well, we got to go over. So I was like, okay, we walked back over, and then it aired, and I was just kind of.
How many people on the porch?
Probably had about
4 people.
It was just the people on the
Just
show.
you three.
Yeah,
The
it was just
bartender.
me, Steph, and Ron. Just like, hey, look, that's us. No, we had about 15.
Which
20.
show is this one again? I can't. I mean, we were talking. This
was
the
the
Burr
Bill- this is
one.
the
or
Bill
is
Burr
this
one.
the-
The
Okay,
Burr
sorry.
one, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I thought we live comedy special or no? I'm sorry. There's
So I
Thank you, Brett. That was good.
So Grace had either Instagram or tweeted like a video of her watching Mark watch his special.
Yeah,
And
Grace totally sniped. Yeah.
So I replied to Grace. I go, "This is very hot," and then I realized I had sent it to Ellis.
I have it right here.
Sorry,
story.
that was for Grace. And then I did send it to Grace eventually. She goes, "I know, don't say anything." I was like, "Don't tell Mark." She's like, "I know."
All right.
I'll see exactly
well,
what
look,
Mulligan sent me.
So Ellis is here, and obviously you guys
This
have
is
already
V hot.
got in on it with the Schmoebot. So Schmoebot is on if you want to bother Mark.
This is V Sexy.
Be sexy. That's what it
Oh,
was.
good. There you go.
And then that was Saturday at 12:30 p.m.
I was like, "Why didn't Grace write
And
me
then
back?"
7 hours later, okay, you are not Grace. Delete last.
You should have just owned it. You should just owned it.
Yeah.
I had
Right.
7 hours to enjoy Kate calling me sexy.
That's right.
And boy, did I take advantage.
It's just this follows it. This is bullshit. Rohat Raj, I know that people love Joaquin Phoenix and Joker, but Adam Driver did such an amazing job in Marriage Story that I feel bad that he was overshadowed. Also, the grandmother from Farewell deserved a nod. I couldn't agree with that more. Bombshell, even though I've seen an hour of the movie, I can tell you she should be nominated. Bombshell, I feel, could have done better with Adam McKay. Thoughts?
I 100% agree with the Adam McKay point.
I think that Adam McKay could have directed it better.
Oh, a lot better.
I think so too.
Because I think that's the biggest problem.
I don't think Margot Robbie should have been nominated.
I don't
for
agree with that
I
either.
think that if you're going to nominate anyone else from that movie, it should have been Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
Nicole
definitely.
Kidman was, to me, had a more powerful role. and
I
a
thought Margot
performance.
Robbie.
Bombshell.
Yeah, I haven't
thought-
seen the Bombshell
okay.
yet.
I thought Margot Robbie, that moment where she has to do the twirl. I thought that
It's a
was
great scene. You thought it was enough to get nominated?
and also her on the phone
Yeah,
crying.
yeah.
I think the scenes that they showed her, I think she did great work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wonder,
I
like-
think she
I'm
was
not-
good in
I'm
the
sorry,
movie.
I'm
But
not
you think she
saying-
should have been nominated?
I'm saying I did not question that nomination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
I wonder
Yeah.
what kind of farm animal Adam Driver would have stumped for if he won. He was like, "Look, guys, we're really like stop eating bacon, okay? Pigs are really cute. We're robbing them from their moms." Like he went into that whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, here comes another Baptist speech. You get him, Joaquin. You say we're part of the problem." Did he just say cows? Is he
Artificially
talking about milk?
inseminated cows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
no.
like pick your thing. It never ceases to amaze me how these people can deliver pages and
Can we
pages
please
of
get drunk
dialogue.
Brett complaining to Christian about doing drunk Brett for $1?
It's pretty good. That's go ahead, RB3, hit it.
Hold that thought.
Now hold on a good goddamn second. You just had me do a 30-second bit for $1, and I don't even get the $1. This is a bunch of cockaboo-doodly. You sons of bitches.
Did you watch the Bill Burr special?
I did not. I don't watch any of this stuff.
Why?
So goddamn jealous
Oh,
of
okay,
him.
that's fair. That's honest.
I never even go I'm not paying for parking for that shit.
There should be a tier where you can contribute, and Brett becomes my very inebriated grandfather.
Oh yeah, I'm sure someone will ask him to be your very inebriated grandfather sometime in this show.
How much does it cost to get a drunk Brett?
$5
now. We decided
we
it's
turned
$5,
it. It used to be $1, and he got like 87 of them.
Yeah.
So we changed it to $5.
Yeah.
Because it was
For a dollar, you
it's
might as well
very
just come
popular.
in here drunk.
No,
Yeah.
we're not doing
And
any
just
more
talk.
impressions for
I'm a
$1.
$5 juggling seal now. Ooh, look at me, Mom!
You did it, son. All right, so Sir Lord Attenborough, will you go see The Hunt in theaters or wait for it to come on streaming? I, for one, am intrigued. Frosty's feedback is encouraging that it will be over-the-top action movie. It looks like they're certainly marketing it now that it's an over-the-top action movie more so than it's anything else like a political statement. It seems like a ridiculous action film. And I'll probably go to that screening.
The Hunt. Who we got in that?
So that's the controversial.
I love it.
Remember
Just
that one?
woke up.
Last year they had it's like the Hunger Games meets Most Dangerous Game and
Like a little hard target in
Thoughts on
there.
the Razzies? I thought this year's garbage. They only punishing cats, but Dark Phoenix got only 2 nominations. Jessica Chastain isn't the worst part, and she got nominated instead of Jen Law and Sophie Turner.
Oh wow, Jennifer Lawrence should have definitely been nominated in that. Sophie Turner I actually thought was okay in that movie, but Jennifer Lawrence absolutely. She was tuned out, and she just basically said, "Don't put any makeup. I'll paint myself blue."
I don't think she was any worse than she was in the last couple X-Men.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, she seemed like she was out to lunch.
She always seemed like she was out to lunch in those movies.
Yeah.
I kind of hate the Razzies, man. Like, because they don't even actually do the worst movies. They just go for the most clickbaity ones. Like, oh, everybody hates cats.
Yeah,
But
of course you got to nominate cats for everything.
Yeah,
right?
but why don't they nominate something that's like actually terrible?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the Fanatic wasn't on there, and like the year before they nominated like Baywatch. It was just like, oh, we're gonna nominate Baywatch, but not The Rock, Zac Efron. It's like they're trying to not piss people off.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like you had your moment with Halle Berry coming up there, winning the Razzie and the
Sandra
Oscar
Bullock
the same
too. That was
year.
Sandra Bullock, wasn't it?
But Sandra Bullock did
Birdman?
accept
Yeah.
too. She accepted
She
too.
accepted, but
For
she
All
was
About
the same
like-
night. Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Wait, there's actually, people
Awards?
accept
Yeah, yeah.
Razzies? Oh.
Oh, now people actually go.
Like
some
2 people have
have
accepted.
actually
Oh,
accepted.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Does it stream online somewhere?
It used
Razzies?
to be. I know Chip used to be involved.
MarkEllis.com.
Is
Yeah,
that,
it
is
should
it- is
be.
that what
If
they
you go
do?
to MarkEllis.com right now.
By the way, if you were my daughter right now, I would tell you to sit in that seat
And
the
cut it
right
out.
way.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You're
today?
going to
Just
hurt yourself.
flexing your butt.
Tuck it in
But
and stop.
But The Hunt, my friend, was a movie
Yeah.
that they took off the shelves because there was a lot of political backlash on it. And,
Okay.
And politicians were tweeting out saying there
Well,
was
it happened-
a left side, it was a right side. It was
But
all
it
this
also
stuff.
happened before 3 of the shootings. Like there was
Yes.
like those 3
Yes.
shootings.
Oh,
and they're
Yeah,
like,
so
we gotta
it's
pull this
it's like
Oh,
it's-
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're putting it back in March, and they're really leaning into the controversy.
Okay.
So I'll check it out for sure.
All right, I'll have to look at that. Yeah, my usual thing. I wake up and then I hit the gym and then I come right here.
Bragger.
I goblet squatted 100 pounds today. Yeah.
What is a goblin
Yeah,
squat?
it's a goblet. I thought it was goblin for like the first year because when you squat down, you look like a goblin. Like, you have to guess my name. You have 3 chances.
Welcome to Green Guts.
So you hold a dumbbell like this, like it's a goblet. You hold it like this,
Oh, a
and
goblet.
you squat
yeah.
down and back up.
Yeah.
And got to
100.
100. Yeah.
There's a 100-pound dumbbell?
Yeah, they make
Lord
them,
of mercy.
and they're heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
How
fun.
heavy would you say they are?
They're so heavy.
All right.
That's a $5 tip.
All right, shut up. Shut up.
Well, Matt put in a he said one before. He said about asking about the Jedi Council. Could we ever do it on this?
Yeah, when are you gonna have me back on that show?
Mark, I got some bad news for you. I'll tell you some other time.
No more Denny's for Mark.
No, it's all done. We're not getting the perks anymore.
That was the toughest thing. Because
Yes.
I'm the guy, I'm the professional that shows up. I'm like, yeah, look, you want me to do the Denny's one? I'll do the Denny's one. I'll sell the pancakes because I'm good at it. Because I can do it on camera. And everybody's like, Ellis just stays at Denny's all day. And I'm like, no, I showed up to do a job.
Well, C3 publicist Diddy. Yes. Brad, I tried to text you back, but I swear to God, a falcon took my phone. Turns out it was Gucci's trained bird. Guess he was mad for making me making his bum fights hosting public. Okay.
There's a
Anyway,
lot of insider references
there
baked
was.
into that
That's
souffle.
right. Anyways, Corona wants to work with Drunk Brett. Let me know. Diddy out. There you go.
Hit me up, Corona. That's my jam.
By the way, that's the match on Friday, right?
Yes.
Corona
we
match?
talked about it earlier.
Oh, I cannot wait for people to see that. match.
Dude, I watched it. It is.
Is that you and me calling that one?
Yes.
That was fun.
It is.
Thank you, Brett.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
look
Thank
at
you,
it. So good. Thank you, Anthony.
Jeez.
So
Nice.
it is.
Bless your heart.
It should be right after you air on Comedy Central. It should be right on after.
Yeah.
It is amazing. The scene that opens it up, the entire match is just. I haven't even told him if Bonnie shows up.
I don't want to say anything about the match competitive wise.
Yes.
But it's if you don't tune into this looking for another Burnett Dagnino.
No.
Is all I'll say.
No. It's.
Like you can still have a lot of laughs and a lot of frivolity in a match that is well played too.
It's one of the most
But laugh with me, not at me.
Listen, it is one of the most entertaining matches that I've seen in a long time. It is absolutely a very entertaining match, and it's nothing against you. Your match was great. It was really good, but this is a very entertaining match.
Make sure
I'm
they
letting
know.
them know.
Make
I'm
sure.
letting them know.
Well, no, I think.
No offense.
I
Ben.
think y'all did the right thing.
You should have seen the look Ben gave me. He goes, "You son of a bitch."
He's walking out. He's walking out.
He left.
He's walking out.
Yeah,
And then he
done.
He's
farts.
leaving.
I don't want Brett to get too big of a head because if I had to kick off
to
the
go take it
season
down.
with a match, it's definitely Ben in RB3. I'm not
my
kicking
mic on
the
out
season
here?
off with
That's
Somerville
somebody?
Brett.
Sounded like
Oh,
somebody.
phew. He really committed to that.
You
That was
really did.
good. He committed to the
You
bit.
should have just taken a piss at that point.
And scene.
All right, Chris Scorpio says shout out to Ben Goddard and is giving some love to his channel.
Yes.
Same thing with Andrew DiMolanta put in a Schmoebot. Matt did the same thing. for sure.
DeMolanta's putting the Schmoebots in, huh?
Yeah. Oh, he does all the time. He's the best.
Oh, good man.
B. Arthur can get it. Have you heard of the new RPG tabletop game series announced for the DC Universe? Produced by Schmoedown alum Sam Witwer and Freddie Prinze Jr. called DC Universe All-Star Games.
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
I did
It's
hear
pretty
about
awesome.
that, yeah.
Those guys should
Yeah.
work together. They have a really good chemistry. They're good friends, and they're great dynamic between the two of them. And they're
Yeah.
both big gamers too, by the way. I don't know
Yeah,
if they're big gamers or not.
Ferd and I were. I play games with him every so often.
Oh, okay.
And we were texting a couple nights ago because it was the 30th anniversary of Buster Douglas and Tyson, and
yeah.
they aired the fight.
Oh, it's
and
such
so
a
I
good
took a
fight.
screenshot of it and sent it to him, and he wrote me back with his. And it's like we're both watching this 30-year-old
Yeah.
fight on ESPN. Too.
I want to go back.
You back very sexy.
Yeah.
No, I want
This is be sexy.
It
Very
was.
sexy.
That's one I would go back in time and go to Vegas and put so much money on. Can you imagine how much you do Biff Tanner?
The money, yes.
Yeah.
But if I had to go see one Tyson fight, I'd want to go.
No, there's a couple of them that you want to see though.
I want to see like the 90-second one.
And
then go get drunk with Brett.
Yeah.
Spinks is a
Yeah.
big one to be
Yeah.
into, but I'd also be at the first. Holyfield was like my favorite boxer of all time.
There's
The first match with him and Tyson,
Yeah.
when he came back and knocked Tyson out in that whatever round that was like, oh, so
There's a
good.
great documentary that just caught a little bit of last night. I think it's on Showtime, I want to say, and it's Muhammad Ali and Dick Cavett, because the Dick Cavett show had Muhammad Ali on all the time,
Yeah.
like through the span of his career.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And so it's just it's a lot of great footage, but it's then people talking about it
Yep.
in between. It's a great documentary. If you're a fan of Muhammad Ali or just like talk show
Yeah.
hosts or anything in either one of those worlds, definitely check it out.
Awesome. Jay Scotty, for real, Bob's Burgers, the movie, is slated for a July 2020 release. Anybody fans of that show or have any expectations for the film? The show's great, but I'm not sure how a big screen adaptation might perform. Never really watched it. Anybody watch it? Or
I like it. Yeah.
You think it's a movie?
I don't know how they're gonna do that into a movie.
Yeah.
It's like a different thing every episode, but I'm looking forward to it.
I have not seen it yet. I have room in my heart for. I'm sure it's great. It's like I can watch Family Guy and South Park, and then I need to see like real humans.
Yeah.
again. You know,
It's a good show.
It's
It
like
is funny.
It's like Simpsons. Like
Yeah.
tonically, it's like Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightwolf says, Schmoedown, we have the clean balls. That's true, we do now. Thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/SEN Live. Make sure you put the code in for SEN Live.
Ooh, I got
Let me get a look at that.
No,
sure.
legit asked my wife for this for Christmas.
And
she
she
did
said,
not
"Go
get
fuck
it
yourself."
for me.
Yeah.
And Christian gave it.
Oh,
That's
Christian just moved up on the list.
That's right.
But she's a lovely person.
Anthony,
on behalf of your wife,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Anthony Nugent put in a Schmoebot.
Is it weird if we share this?
You should. Just clean it. Just clean it. Even though you won't clean Makuga's suits when you borrow them, but you can.
I mean, eventually they get clean.
Just also heads up, Brett's daughter did have lice. So do you want to share it?
That's right. Yeah.
Professionally taken care of.
That's right.
Wow, this is nice.
It shouldn't get on your balls though, right?
No, it shouldn't.
Listen.
Unless they jumping free or something.
I remember,
They can go anywhere.
grooming downstairs before a date, and I just remember thinking in my head, I should have done this years ago.
Yeah.
And then my second thought was, but there's nobody else there.
So who are you doing it for?
It really feels like that house at the end of the block.
Do you like the way that feels now?
It's like the overgrown weeds and stuff,
Right.
but it's like, does anybody live there? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I'm feeling bad
It's
about
haunted,
talking
though.
shit about my wife now, though. I got other great gifts. I just
of course you
didn't-
did.
Stop.
I just think she didn't think that this was a
She
real
doesn't-
thing that I wanted.
Hey, let's be honest. She doesn't listen to the
She
show.
doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to the show.
She does listen to me talk about Kate.
Oh, good.
And she said last night, well, why don't you fucking marry Kate then? Because I go, she gets me sometimes more than you do.
Oh, what are you? No. Do the Pacino. Where is he? I mean, that's a Pacino. Like, hold on.
Dumb motherfucker!
Yeah. No, and then she laughed it off. No, you know,
Jeez.
Lonnie,
I know,
she
of
doesn't
course.
give a
I
shit.
think Brett's enough man for two ladies.
Yeah.
Hey,
He can
especially
cook.
when I manscape.
That's right. Well, Brandon Dunlap, he says this.
He can cook. He can shave his balls. He does it all.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is my first thing I've ever gotten after doing like maybe a DVD that he had that was shit. You know, he's like, I found this underneath the
Oh, wait,
couch.
give that back. That's a homemade porn. Sorry. Yeah.
Can you imagine one of your daughters coming home and saying,
This
Dad, I met the
$20 for
perfect
drunk
boy.
Brett talking about first time he used Manscaped.
There you go. All right, so RB3 hit it.
Oh, this will be good.
All right, listen here. You ever try to shave your balls with an actual razor blade? Not in a thing, just with a razor blade? Not a good idea. They make something that is better than that. It's the lawnmower, and then when they say lawn, they're talking about your ball hair. Just so if you're not clear about that, it's your ball hair. And dude, it was smooth as a baby's balls. Right? I mean, how do you know what they feel like? This just got dark.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're not born with balls. Hair.
I was going to tell you, some people are, Brett.
You might have to jack that up to $10.
That was 20.
The
That was
thing
20.
that people don't get when you're listening to it on the podcast form,
Yeah.
you don't see the look in because Brett goes drunk in his eyes.
Wait. Then I got to give you something else. Have you ever seen the John Voight Anaconda impression?
I have.
Talk about
That
dark.
was
He
the
turns
joke
into
I was
somebody
gonna
else.
make before the robot
Oh,
cut off.
okay.
Is that if your daughter came home from school one day, she's like, Dad, I met the perfect boy. He shaves his balls. He does a John Voight Amazon impression. He does it all.
So give me John Voight Anaconda. This is I'll put in the $5 as doing a Manscaped ad.
Does John Voight have music?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
David B's probably working on it right now.
When you came in, I smell your balls. Not so good, boss. Smell like a snake breath. You gotta use this on your balls. Gonna make them smell beautiful. And then you wanna shave them. You wanna shave them real nice and then spray some more on your balls. Making my mother proud for years.
That was my favorite thing so far.
I have been saying this repeatedly. I see his eyes go different. It's so validating to have you go. His eyes change. His eyes change.
It's like in Jaws when the eyes like roll in the back of the head when he's about to take a bite of something. That guy's like a doll's eyes.
When you walk
so
in,
validating.
it smells like your balls.
I can smell your balls.
Let me see the smelly stuff.
All right, hold on. I got to get to Brandon Dunlap. He says, "Morning, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Congratulations to Ben Goddard and the Den for their
Yes.
first victory.
Thank you, Benny.
RB3, you're going to get him next time, buddy. Kate, I don't care what people say. I love the accent and the character. Please don't drop it. Take care of him.
Well, Grace has told me I can't.
You
so.
can't. I love that scene.
But
man. It was
also,
so good.
they'll see with the Tom and Paul match, maybe that also the behind the scenes stuff. I'm still myself.
Right. Suge Knight 323. Wait, I don't get perks for me, a Schmoedown shill? Then I'm out. Call me a shill. I love SEN and the Schmoedown. Also, Christian reactions on the matches have been getting policy validations when doing live reactions. Any advice? Yeah, that's on us as far as what's wrong.
We have an update.
He opened it up to take a whiff.
We have an update. This, in fact, smells better than the current state of my balls. So
good.
This
so
is
you
better.
Like that.
If I had to smell one.
Well, he put a little on his finger, and I'm like, he's not gonna put any down there right now.
Did you just actually sniff your
Start
scratching your ball back?
How does it taste?
Yeah,
that's the real.
Whoa, look at you.
Oh, that's a good.
You're married. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, really? Married?
You think I don't still suck my husband's balls?
That's how you're still married, I guess.
Balls? I think you went a little too far south there.
Well, there's birthdays and there's Christmas.
Can we get you gotta get a sound. Wait, RB3, please make RB3, make a note for yourself, please. Get a sound clip of Ellis. Balls?
Balls?
You don't like your
Do not get a sound clip of that.
I like your balls.
Huh?
You don't like your balls getting rolled in?
No,
you don't like
really?
TV?
My mother's gonna love this.
That's gonna be the timestamp balls ?
Yeah. No, like once you get past the thing, it's like Border Patrol has some questions for you. Yeah.
Is that because you need to
stay
be
north of the
manscaping?
wall?
I actually don't mind the taste of that. Stay north of the really.
Stay north. Don't go beyond the boundary.
Wow.
He's speaking Japanese to me right now.
I know.
Yeah.
RB3?
You're actually making me blush right now. Wait, I'm like,
Well, you don't like your balls getting stuck?
I don't want to talk about it. My mother's watching.
Does John Voight from
Oh, he love getting balls. He's the best. Sometimes I like a snake a licker.
Focus on yourself. Just put the camera on you. This is the crime, is that we get to see RB3 and he has to control who gets the way he was just laughing. Wait, RB3, yay or nay?
To my boss, I mean, you know, I'm open to it. I'm open to trying new things.
This is so.
I think you're all lunatics.
Was this the thumbnail?
It should be. It should be.
They talked about sucking balls for 30 minutes. Star Wars for one, I'm out.
I licking balls and sucking balls, like there's a difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I've had them licked but not sucked.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I just wanted to make sure
That's
we
fair.
have the
Oh my
clarification.
God, this is the best.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give him a
roll him
little,
around.
you know, if you want to go down there, just give him a little, hey, fist bump, but, you know.
No fist bumps. No fist bumps.
A metaphorical fist bump. The proverbial handshake.
How are you?
about-
Nice to see you. I'm around here, just letting you know I'm around.
Because if you get that far down, all my thought is, I'm like, don't go any lower.
You don't want your ass licked?
No. No.
Okay, no, that's it. No throat punching this far.
All right, let's go.
Wow, okay.
All right, so
That's why I had to get a new snake.
They didn't get my Streamlab because they talk about sucking balls.
Does John Voight like all of it?
Oh, yeah. Baby. Lick everything. You want to lick my taint? Do it.
Oh, my.
Snakes don't suck balls. Oh, they don't?
Oh, so good. All right, fist bumping. Fist bumping. That's the new thing called fist bumping. You like get fist bumped?
Oh,
man. Fist bump
Accuser of the bagels. Can we get John Voight explaining to Kate that it's more important to always have your competitors back than being likable, disrespectful? You got to have their backs.
Okay.
John Voight says you got to.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, this one you got to do.
I love the bed. And when you be disrespectful to him, I want a snake to bite your face. So don't ever do that again.
I got to agree with you that that's probably his best one. I love Trent Brett, but that's so good.
I
He just
love
really
him.
locks in.
Please. I love Anaconda.
Mimo
John
from MX. Hey, everyone. Thanks for making me laugh and look like the crazy person here at work. I'll travel to L.A. from Guadalajara for the free-for-all for my first event. That's amazing. Is there another way to contact the fan community outside of Facebook? SEN, we have the Latinos. So let's see. I mean, yes, Patreon. For sure. You can there's a whole Discord on Patreon. You can connect with the community. There is Reddit. There's a Reddit thread that you can do also. So there's Reddit Schmoedown. You can go over there.
I'm going to flash Christian's private number up here.
Yes, please do that too.
And once you go to an event, you meet a lot of people. You know, just it's hard for me to be outgoing. I'm very shy, but like if you get there, you just feel the community. So just go up to people, just tell them hi, tell them your story, and it tends to work out well.
The Chocolate Shimmy says, first time commenting, donating. I discovered the Schmoes about 7 years ago when Disney bought Lucasfilm and discovered your vids on YouTube.
It was a fun vid to do.
It was. Been a fan ever since. Thanks for all the laughs. Love all you guys. And thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. Yeah, remember that I was coming back from a channel.
Oh, the dreams that were in my little bedroom, in my one-bedroom apartment.
It was like Jakku when the thing crashed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was back when I lived in a one-bedroom. Now I live in a one-bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Right. What do you think about the aliens connecting to us from space?
That's not aliens.
You don't think so?
No, that's the government.
You think so?
Yeah.
All the way from another.
I go down this whole. I think the government fixed a lot of this stuff to keep us on our toes because then you can keep the military-industrial complex going. Because if you see Independence Day, that's all of everybody on Earth uniting against this force. So if there's this force coming in, whether it's real or whether it's fake, that we're all going to unite together, and that's going to be a lot of money. You need to build a lot of guns and a lot of tanks to defend against the aliens.
You're going full Watchmen over there with the
he's a big conspiracy
That's
guy.
Space Force money. Yes, you're talking.
Well, Haskell 420 put in the Schmobot. Don DeMarco 1. I love you guys. I hope you all have a great day. And since no one has said this yet, please go and check out The Meaning of Podcast. What happened?
Mark, you showed up yesterday.
I actually got to make my first guest appearance on The Meeting of. Not officially. I'm not an official guest.
Oh, okay.
Is that going to be in the show?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Molly came in. It was a good time.
Yeah, I had to run to Collider last night to borrow their scanner for something and scan my balls. Send it.
Ladies, lick them, don't suck them.
Don't suck. Don't go near his taint.
Dennis was still there, and so I said, "Hey, Dennis," and I was and I brought Molly because Molly loves running around that studio, but I wanted to make sure nobody else was there. And Dennis was like, "Yeah, it's just Robert and Ace are in there doing the meeting of," and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." So I spied on you guys a couple times from the control room because I didn't want to come into like a serious conversation.
Yeah.
And so you guys were talking about something that seemed serious, and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna give this 5 minutes." And then Molly came in and barged in, and the look on I've never seen RB3 that surprised before. It was like I caught him with his pants down.
And I was just shocked. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, what's up?
And when does that air? And what show is that?
It's the Meaning Up Podcast. Airs every Friday on First Cut YouTube channel.
Very nice. I've never heard of that show. Thank you for telling me.
And Ace is, Ace is doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, we're all great.
Ace got a big match coming up. I don't know if did I announce that yet?
I think you said it.
Yeah, he's playing Robert Parker.
I know.
First IG match. If Ace wins that match, the lore of Robert Parker goes away.
Yeah, that's going to be a good match.
Yeah. All right. So I'm shoveling says, I'm shoveling. Tavishka Productions. What is a previous movie that you think would have benefited from a name change? My pick is 2004's Employee of the Month with Matt Dillon and Steve Zahn. Just so people wouldn't confuse it with garbage. # name change. # bagel to bandits. I always go to Edge of Tomorrow.
I mean, I can go as recent as last year with Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep, I was going to say,
Dr. Sleep.
I just
Shining 2.
Just call it The Shining 2.
Shining 2 or Shining 2
Sicario.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Sicario, like that's one of the best movies of the decade, and just like naming it Sicario, people don't know what Sicario means.
You're speaking about me,
So I like.
Truly,
I don't. It doesn't matter to me that much, but it would have made more money.
Yeah,
like it's a great movie. Just would have made more money.
Great movie. Okay, and another one, Bumblebee, Transformers, Bumblebee.
Yeah, you could have called it that.
Yep.
Right.
Alpha Dog. Hey, what's the difference? Oh, we did that one already. That was a Schmobot. Hotel Nerd. To the political correctness people out there, I have wants to say, go F yourself. All right, that's fine. Joe
all
the
right. Your hotel, you do what you want.
All right, Joe the Giant. Ellis, I'm dating a woman with a 2.5-year-old Jack Russell Terrier and
you're screwed.
Yeah, and a blue heeler mix. Any advice on being a dog stepfather? Besides watching your special, which I did, by the way, the day it dropped.
Well, here's the thing: you can't because what's going to end up happening, you're going to fall in love with the dog. Never let the girlfriend know you love the dog more than her. even though that's what's feeling inside. And don't let the girlfriend see you spoil the dog. Give the dog all the treats the dog wants. Just don't let your girlfriend see.
Right.
Because then you're basically currying favor with the dog.
If the dog licked your
Balls.
your balls.
We're judging from somebody told me at a show I did that they're in like the fan league, and like
and
their name is Molly's Schlong.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's enough sexuality with the dog. She just wants treats. That's all she wants.
That's it.
She stops at the belly button.
Yeah, let's.
Sir Lord.
Molly Schlong is gonna donate before the show is over.
Molly looks up and goes, "You need manscaped."
Dad, is this your hair or mine?
That's that confused look, Sean.
Yeah, right. Stinks. Sir Lord Attenborough. Have you guys seen the documentary called Wrinkles, the Clown on Hulu? It creeped the hell out of me, but it's super interesting. And the video of him coming up under a girl's bed is terrifying. If it went viral, it went viral. Also, check out The Meaning of with RB30. Oh, man. I have not seen that documentary, but I'm going to, you know who I won't have watched that is Wendy Lee.
She's not a clown person.
Terrified of clowns. She's like a badass in almost anything that she does. We're walking around the Universal Horror Nights and nothing was bothering her. We took her to the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and she like legit like as where Makuga is, it's almost like cartoonish how scared he gets. She was like, oh my god, we're gonna have to put her in. She's gonna go see a doctor now.
Wow.
She was messed up.
Did I ever tell you about the time a clown came into the Comedy Store phone room? During a random day, it was during potluck. It was Monday, like, I don't know, 5:30. So I'm still up in the phone room by myself. And there's like a long, like, dark hallway that used to lead to Mitzi's office, but you can come up the stairs that way. And so I'm just sitting there on the phones, and there's this shadowy figure walking.
No.
It's a woman, full clown, and I'm just looking at her like, how much closer is she gonna get? Like, she just got me. She's like, I'm here to sign up for the potluck, and I'm like, it's downstairs. Oh, it was freaky.
That is a scene that if they ever actually finally did and I liked the show that was on Showtime, but about a comedy club that we wanted to do years ago. Yeah, that's a scene.
Oh,
I mean, that's such a scene.
Who sings this the theme song to Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Ooh,
a band.
Twisted Sister.
I'm gonna say
Smash Mouth.
Ugly Kid Joe.
Sean Wright Biscuits and the Six Kings.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat room?
Cheers
the
for
Dickies.
Oh, the Dickies.
The Dickies.
The Dickies. There you
Punk
go.
band.
All right, nice.
Who directed the Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Sean Biscuits.
He got it.
The Chiodos Brothers, which a punk rock band is named Chiodos Brothers, and they had to change it to Chiodos.
Oh,
boom! That's why he won.
Let's get some more classy.
I'm more of a Ballies fan.
Oh, well, let's get some more classy names here. We're gonna get some classy usernames.
I love these usernames.
Poop. Well, both Poop and Matthew Ferguson have drunk Bretts here. So this is another drunk Brett here.
Which one should we do?
So the
Poop or Matthew
drunk Brett talking about the upcoming alien invasion. Also, I'm trying to use code SEN Live.
You can use my conspiracy theory with the government if you want.
Try to do it as just one word, and then Ben, can you reach out to Scott and double check what the it is SEN Live for the code, but this guy's saying it's not working. So maybe is there a specific way?
Maybe no space.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Try. Let's see. But Drunk Brett talking about the upcoming alien invasion, and Drunk Brett quitting SEN Live over all the Drunk Brett. So you can start with the invasion.
We're getting these signals from outer space. Don't believe them when they tell you it's aliens. It's the government trying to get in your brain. They got microorganisms they put in your brain and make you think you need a space force. I don't know what my money going for. I didn't pay for no space force. Ain't gonna do no drunk bread anymore either. Cause then one of you motherfuckers sent me a 12-pack of beer yet. Not a nary one of you. So you can take your podcast and shove it up your a-holes and suck my balls.
He went into old prospector there, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good.
I was gonna say he sounds like the guy from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, it was really good.
He was not a very nice gentleman, that one.
Well, the prospector?
He said no from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
He said a very bad word.
The Geeky Coach says he's a longtime listener. He's a Patreon supporter, but first time chiming in live. Christian and Mark have kept me laughing since the Schmoes Know days, and Brett and Kate are great additions. Shout out to the RB3 and Ben. Thanks for the inspiration to start my own Clubhouse-style show. There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go.
Raymond Fritz follows that up by saying, guys, I'm sending this in, this chat before therapy. It's been a while since I've been able to donate, and I'm glad to be back. Question. What team would you say could be the next Patriots? As in, the Patriots went into title defenses as the underdogs, but they kept winning. That's a good question.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. It's the same. The sexy comment. The sexy.
Yeah. What about, I mean...
So right now it would be Founding Fathers, right?
No, because he's saying, like, his Founding Fathers are always going to go in the favorites. Like, people like, because...
Oh, they could sneak up on you?
Yeah, well, the Patriots would go into every match, and everyone's like, well, this is the match they're going to lose the titles, and they never would.
Do we have a team name yet, Ben? Or
you guys know. Well, I think that you could find someone sneaky like that. Like maybe like James White and Ethan Irwin. Maybe those guys could do it.
Yeah, we'll see how Tom and Paul do.
But Irwin's always got a strong, so maybe yeah. I don't know.
Because it's not that you think that team is bad. It's just that you think that eventually the wheels
someone
come
will beat them.
I think honestly, whoever wins between Tom and Paul and Deep 13, I feel like people are going to be underrating them regardless of how good they do.
Right. True. Jumbo Braids. Aliens exist and shit. I think they're too scared of us to come. Imagine being an alien, seeing one human committing genocide and one risking their lives to save hundreds, and you ask another alien what makes these two different, and the answer is nothing. Humans are scary. You're not wrong. Wow. Garth McMurray also says, Christian, I hope with your Star Wars perks that you get a limited edition Kylo Ren Manscaped kit with a lightsaber trimmer. It cleans up your Darth balls as well as the hairs on your dark side. He's like writing like some serious comedy
fiction.
It's
a light scaber.
Yeah. Also,
that would be awesome.
Yeah. Look up the funny spoof video of Wes Anderson's X-Men. I've never seen that before.
I've seen that video. That's funny. That's a funny video.
Oh, it is good?
Yeah.
I'd also like to thank Pussy Love for putting in a Schmoedown before.
Thank you.
We said it finally.
Is that the Manscaped sister company?
Yeah, it could be. Well, yeah, sure. Our new sponsor.
Yeah.
Our new sponsor.
Do they have anything for vaginas over there?
Soon. Sebonius, RB3. What about the video of the girl who picked up for a hookup and couldn't name on Adam Sand? A name on Adam Sandler movie. So the guy told her to get out of his car.
Yeah, it was a video on Twitter. A girl said,
"Is it real?"
Yeah, I mean,
she says
according to her, she says she is. Yeah, says she got picked up for a hookup. She got in the car. She got into a car with a film major, and he was like, "What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?" And she said, "Paul Blart Mall Cop," and he just turned around and dropped her back.
Oh, all right. He dropped her off though. He didn't kick her out of the car.
Yeah, he took her back to her house.
No, it was a moving vehicle. The guy,
right,
it was a gentle drop off.
Yeah.
He didn't throw her in a shopping cart like Animal House. Sorry.
No, I know. Sir Lord Attenborough again. RB3. No bias here.
I got you.
Pick one center to start for you in G7 in the final. Shaq or Hakeem the Dream. I take Hakeem. Bulls would have won 8 straight titles if Jordan stayed in the league. I would have loved to seen Jordan's Bulls versus Hakeem's Rockets play.
I thought they were talking about Schmoedown for a second.
Wait, so what was the question?
Hakeem or Shaq in the game.
Pick one center to start for you in Game 7 in the finals.
God, I'd probably take Hakeem because eventually it's going to get watered down into a free throw contest, and I don't want Shaq at the line at Game 7 in the fourth quarter.
You take Shaq?
So yeah. I'd go Hakeem.
Yeah, I mean,
Shaq's
you brought
pure
up the
power, though, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think Shaq's the more powerful player, and I think like he played in a more physically dominating era than probably Hakeem did. But I mean, when you talk about free throws, that is a good point. That is Game 7.
I mean, you watch Hakeem go. David Robinson, who I love, he's a Spur. When he played against Hakeem and he was the MVP that year, David Robinson was. Hakeem just embarrassed him in that series.
No, he's locked down defense for sure. Yeah.
Andrew Hale puts in 3, and he says, in honor of Black History Month, to begin, I just wanted to say I don't have any black friends that I really consider as super close friends, and I wish that I did. But me listening to this podcast and listening to RB3 and his infectious laugh and having him on board just makes me feel like I do.
Aww,
by doing what I do best, talking about movies.
Well, you can't have him. He's my black friend.
He's all our black friend.
That's right.
Get your own black friend.
Just like Brett in Get Out 2.
That's That's the film RB3's making with me, and it's called "Get Your Own Battle."
You're all a bunch of fucking animals, you know, because this guy is saying the nicest stuff, and you turn it into a bit.
And we're giving him friendly advice.
Agreed.
Go be friends with RB4.
What, you don't like Winston?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh shit! I have 2 black friends.
Oh man! All right, coming back. Sorry, Andrew, we're trying, buddy. Having him on board makes me feel like I do what I love doing, what I do best, talking about movies and just shooting the shit with every one of you guys. Just wanted to say thank you, and also Kristian for bringing in RB3 since the old era. He's the best. And one last thing, don't forget. Subscribe to the Meeting Up podcast on his YouTube channel, First Cut.
Please tell me your subscriptions are going up.
They have to.
Yeah, they're going up. They're going up slowly. Hey, people, if we want to get them up faster, make sure you type in First Cut on YouTube. But anyway,
hey, you get to see Molly on Friday.
Yeah.
Molly makes a cameo.
Molly makes a great cameo. Thank you so much for the very kind words.
Yes, that was very nice.
Oh, and happy shout out, happy birthday, Miss Movies.
Oh yeah.
Ellis,
Happy
I
birthday.
thank you, and I probably.
Oh
no.
shit! What
I gotta read
that
it.
one?
Cut off.
I have to read it.
Sorry.
She's having problems right
I
now.
unplugged the robot for a birthday
We got to get
wish.
that fixed. We gotta
Sad
get that
story, birthday wish.
Knapsack's
birthday still?
ponytail. Can we get normal, not drunk Brett talking about something he's passionate about? He's a human being, damn it. He's not a gimmick machine. That's true. We'll get him soon. He doesn't have
It's
any.
your own fault. If you show talent on this program,
They'll exploit
it's
it.
gonna-
Yeah.
Done.
I do so many great impressions. I'm never showing them to you.
Yeah, so. Timothy R. Williams. In Australia, rhyming slang for tomato sauce ketchup is dead horse. My brother, who is a primary school teacher, told his young students this. Lunchtime came around. One kid messed up. He instead asked the lunch lady for a meat pie with horse shit. I didn't understand any of that. Haunted. Brett looks exactly like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting. The beard is so similar. What comedic actor do you think transferred into dramatic roles the best, minus Steve Carell? I mean, it's hard not to say Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey in I actually think Jim Carrey, even though I love him in Man in the Moon and in Truman Show, his best dramatic performance to me is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
He was funny, but he was really good as a dramatic actor, and I love you, Philip Morris, too. But I think that, Tom Hanks won 2 Academy Awards, and he started out just being a funny, silly bachelor party, being Barry Diamond.
Totally.
Wasn't buddy.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill was
he's
pretty good too.
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah, he's good.
That's true.
Jake-
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Sandler to me, and I hope he doesn't get discouraged though, because every time he's in these movies, it's the best stuff that he's done. Because Punch Drunk Love and Spanglish and obviously now this one that he just did, the Safdie Brothers one. What the hell is it called?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get love for it because I think that he feels, and he probably rightfully so, that the critics hold some of his past like the goofy comedies against him.
Sure.
And I would feel that way if I was him. He's another one who should have been nominated this year, but he wasn't. And I hope that doesn't discourage him from getting away from dramatic roles. He's like, they're not going to acknowledge it, or hopefully he just does it because he likes doing it.
So the answer we're all agreeing on is Eddie Murphy.
Eddie
Murphy's pretty good
Murphy.
too.
Oh God, Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy.
Jay Golden Eyes, you guys should do a special SEN pay-per-view of Kate manscaping Brett's balls, as long as the significant others sign off on it.
Hey, what kind of money we talking about?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Are we talking? I get to stay in my house, kind of?
Yeah.
Or
Does my wife get a quitter job?
Fist bump?
I can't wait for the phone call from Kristian where he's like, hey, Elsie, you got that comedy show on Friday, right?
I got an idea.
It's like, look, I know you're going to get mad.
Right.
But just hear me out.
For the $7,000 tier.
$30,000 right before you go up, Kate shaves Brett
Balls. Right. Only with the lawnmower, though.
Yeah.
A real lawnmower.
Yeah.
I'm on stage and there's like a janitor sweeping.
Right. Yeah. We hire Rob Schneider for the night.
You can do it.
Yeah, right. He's at the lawnmower. Want to use this one? Steve Frederick. I thought Roxy was amazing on backstage. Have her on more. Do you think there is a way to have Schmoedown questions about production companies? Like, what company produced Jurassic Park? That's been a thing that we already got into a conversation about after the New York event when we had that Stallone question about the rumored casting. Mark and I had a conversation. We're just like, questions like that and producing. It just shouldn't.
I think
find
we
the
like
way
keeping it in the movies.
The movies,
because
yeah.
even there was a question that was one of our potential 5 pointers. It was like which I think it was which actress, whose famous actress was born as this name. And I'm like, it's just more like I get it.
Yeah, but that's knowing more about the actress itself, not the actual movie. Like you should be able to know it you should be able to study it from IMDb. You should be able to know like certain things about like the if you're watching the movie and things like that's harder to do. Like Star Wars is a different scenario because it's so limited to what you can ask. So if it starts to
Hey Mark and Brett, I'm black. You have 3 black friends.
Pac-Man Dwayne says you have 3. There you go.
And let's not forget Wog too.
That's right.
Where's Wog been?
I don't know. Hotel Nerd calling it right now. Brett is playing dumb for the Schmoedown to lower explanations, but then again, the bar don't need to be high for an opponent that doesn't show up to 95% of the things she's booked for. Yeah, it's true. It's her shtick. It is. It's like as we're like,
How dare you ever say I play dumb?
Just imagine you and I like honoring the match, and it's him versus a chair.
Yes.
And we're like, and then a shocking upset. The chair has won.
Win.
I'm just telling people, don't expect anything. Nicholas Chimp says, Christian, don't ever stop yelling when you say "and your winner." It gets me so hyped every single time.
Oh, it's so good.
P.S. We need Brett to host the Schmoedown as John Voight. That'd be really good. That's absolutely true.
I'll call a match with you as Voight. Yeah.
Gizgali also put in a Schmobot. House Heisenberg says, yesterday I bought a manscaping kit similar to the ones you guys are promoting, but the instructions weren't clear and I end up circumcising myself. Thanks, SEN. Well, I'm sorry, Heisenberg. Soggy Mini Muffin says, hey, Mark, it's been a while. I see you're on a real high right now.
From a nice Asian's neighbor, awesome motherfuckers. Have you guys seen the clip where Bong Joon-ho flirting Renee Zellweger after the Oscar?
No.
If I'm Bong, I would leave my wife to be with her.
Oh,
P.S. Can you be my Valentine, Kate?
oh.
So beautiful.
There you go. That
Thank you.
Thai guy likes you.
That's also. I mean, I did just say I suck balls.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's probably why
I feel
people
like that's an easy.
You
that's an
really
easy
sold
ask
yourself.
now. Yeah.
You're gonna, I would know. I would know up the Instagrams for a little bit.
Yeah. She's not much to look at, but did you hear what she said about the bulls?
Oh man, I put markers on them with googly faces. Do you like it?
Oh boy.
Soggy Mini Muffin, say, Mark, it's been a while. I see you're on a real high now with all your TV appearances. Well, enjoy it while it lasts, because in 2 short weeks in Atlanta, Georgia. And then he said that's when he put in that he's going to take your hat and throw it off with the Schmobot.
Okay.
Palicarissian here. Palskpatine. Today I feel less sidious. Any chance we ever get that Damon Whitwer match? I think it would be epic, even if it's exhibition. It would be great, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Sam Whitwer is, he's doing other things, and someone asked him on his Twitch, and he straight out said he's just not going to be able to do.
Maybe we can get Alex Damon to play Sam Whitwer in that new DC venture.
I know.
Sam
Well, maybe
and
if he becomes, if he becomes a big IG guy, then we'll see. Roka's lone pube. Now that it's just me, after my associates have been whacked, my Manscaped contraband, there's only one thing left to say. Check out RB3 on the Meaning Of with Ace. I'm all alone down here. It's dark and it's musty. Hey, John Voight, how do I escape? It's only $1. Anthony Nugent. Yeah, Anthony Nugent put in a Schmobot. It's always sunny in Philly. SEN fam. Sorry, I've been MIA donating the past week. Some health issues popping up, but I'm going to push through it. I haven't missed a show, just lots of replays. Ben and RB3, there was a great match, man. And good win, Ben. I'm getting back into form, so you'll be hearing from me. Well, thank you, Philly. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Get healthy, manscape that shit.
Absolutely. Villanelle, who has the better beard, Brett or Mark? You're both jacked, so congrats.
I can't compete. I'm not ready to compete with Brett yet.
I mean,
it's good, though.
I'll tell you what, whose face needs the beard more?
Oh.
Is a different question. No, I actually think I would love to see you without a beard.
I'll do it.
I love Mark with a beard.
It works.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks really good on him.
Would you say V-sexy?
I would say V-sexy.
Am I getting a
To
DM?
Grace.
Yeah, not yet.
Are you getting your ball sucked?
No, apparently not. Apparently not.
RB3.
I would like
dare you?
to
That's
apologize
inappropriate.
on behalf of my black friend.
Villanelle. You can't forget it. Villanelle, who is the better beer? We did that already. Pussy Love comes back in with the Schmobot.
Oh, good.
Andrew Hale. Also, I forgot to subscribe to the Bagel Bandit for them hot takes. That's right. You got to do that.
Yeah.
George Sifkas, Katie Sackhoff, and Danny Fernandez have been on Kevin Smith's Fat Man Beyond. I am sad that no one has mentioned the Schmoedown. Even Mark Bernardin. He co-hosts, and he's also played. Thoughts? Well, I mean, it's not really the show to promote it on, right?
No, I mean, I didn't get a chance to go because they did it live at Scum and Villainy, so maybe I'll go to the next live one that he does.
Yeah. Ecto Guy, what would you all be doing this point in your life if you never moved from your hometown? It's funny, I thought about that not too long ago. Probably be married and not happy. To be honest.
I think you just hit us
Thanks
all a
for the
little.
great
Go ahead.
laughs, guys, especially Brett. My stomach never hurted so much.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So you owe them apologies.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your
How
stomach.
dare you.
No, that's a gut punch to everybody. I think it's like,
Yeah,
would you be
I
doing?
understand that.
yeah, what would you be doing?
Yeah.
That was a big.
I don't know.
Nah, I'd
I
be
think-
miserable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen.
Well-
I actually believe that about.
I would want to work at a mini golf course. I'd want to own a mini golf course.
Right. With dreams of stand-up comedy.
Which I I would be doing like an open mic
Yeah.
at the mini golf.
You'd
Got
be
the
like
whole
Danny. You're
18.
like Danny Noonan. Yeah.
This is a real insight into me. This is why I'm not successful at anything.
Oh.
Is that I feel like you are somebody, like, if you don't do stand up, you will actually die. Like, I feel like my husband's the type of person, if he's not writing, he will die. Like, it's
Right.
I will be happy doing whatever. I would be
I would
a
disagree.
teacher. I would be
You'd be happy with it, but I think there's always it's the reason why
I
you
will be
fell.
more happy.
It's the reason
doing
why
something
you
like
fell
this.
back
no question,
into this.
No
because-
question.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I would.
You'd be able to survive.
I would totally
Yes,
survive.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Brett,
you also have kids, and you're a great mom. So and that's
Well,
also
thank you. I don't know if that's true.
that's true. But that's one of you.
I've
care
seen
about
the
your kids very
Instagram
much.
posts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's
they're mostly from you.
yeah. That's the one thing that
So it's a one-sided kind
like
of thing.
I love my kids, and you probably feel the same way. We'll never have that same connection. I don't know. We'll have the same connection. We'll have the same connection. We'll never have the.
I love
connection.
my kids, and
Yeah.
you pay yours as rent, so I guess.
Right. Well, I've heard his rants. I never will have a connection with my kids the same way that my wife does with them because of the connection
Right.
they had,
Yeah.
through the 9 months, and that you probably feel the same way. It's like,
Well, yeah. I mean.
yeah,
Yes.
you're a factory.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're grown there, man.
I have to believe that because going through all of that, if I didn't think that there was going to be something special bonding me at the end of it,
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
That's
have
what
been
I
worth
mean.
it. I also, I nursed the one for 2 years, so
years.
let's also give that a little credit.
Man,
Too.
what a lucky kid.
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh wait, so
And that's the one
David,
that's definitely going to be gay.
David B. legit just did a John Voight theme during this.
Oh
thing,
my God.
And he just sent it to me. So I have no idea. I've never heard it before. I don't know how it is.
David B.
So we can do a David B.
David B's stupid.
I'm
This-
sure it's
It's
great. I'm
great.
sure it's
We're
great.
gonna
So
lose
I'm
it.
gonna play it. So you can do John Voight to see if it works through. You ready?
Oh, nobody asked Ben or Arbit 3 what they're gonna do if they move back home, right? Because you know why? They gotta be successful! Yeah, not like us old piece of shit! He gotta be big director! He gotta do whatever he do! You never told me what you want to do, but you gotta do it! You gotta do it with the best! And if you don't, a snake gonna buy you away.
That was amazing, David B. Really good.
Yeah, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Considered first Schmoebot. Super excited for Mary Soul
Aw.
McKee and corruption
Yeah.
since I had the pleasure of losing to her in the fan leaks. Also subscribe to First Cut and listen to the Meaning of Podcast.
So I am also very excited for Marisol McKee. Marisol McKee is someone we met in Orlando,
Right.
And she had her and her boyfriend had a very good pitch on Marisol
Had
and
a
how
Q&A, right?
well, they actually came to they came to the Q&A, but they also came to the party afterwards, and we were talking. And I said, "Let me see you in the fan leagues." And she went there, and she there are a lot of people who have gotten the message. This is your next Rachel Christian.
Right,
This is-
right.
I'm like, okay. And then let's say you play, and then they can't hang, or this is your next Dan Merle, and they don't hang. Marisol McKee hung. And she got drafted. She got drafted by corruption. So I'm very excited to see how she does because I'll be looking. She's one of the prospects out there that I
was
hope
in
to do.
Orlando.
That was in
and
Orlando.
Wake Forest. Who'd they play that night? I
Eat
can't remember it.
Eat it. I'm going to send this to you.
They played
RB3.
somebody. It was like a team with red and
You
gold.
can turn his mic off.
Oh, and they
That's
won.
right. You can turn that.
I remember them winning.
You can turn that off. All right, so
But
let's
real
get-
quick, Ben, what is your dream job? Like, what do you aspire to do? I just feel bad because
You don't
I
think
know he
it's-
wants to be a director, but I don't know what you're like. Why you moved out here and what you?
If you weren't doing a shave your balls
time?
show,
Is it a
what would you
time
be
thing?
doing?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay.
Go. Let's hear.
No, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and you're good at it.
I'm doing it.
And you're
Thank
good at
God.
it. Anthony Nugent put in a Schmoebot. Bruce Leroy, 2 days ago, I fell asleep watching the Lon vs. Cody match. The video audio play after that was trash talking chess matches called Coffee Chess. Apparently, the videos played all night. Now my suggestions are all chess related. How do I reset suggestions? I don't know, but it's an amazing problem. Pac-Man
Algorithm
Dwayne
got him.
the
algorithm got him.
Oh, yeah. Pac-Man Dwayne put in a Schmoebot. Sir Lord Attenborough. Who wins an Oscar first for acting? Shia LaBeouf or Robert Pattinson? Sad that neither Honey Boy or Peanut Butter Falcon didn't get any recognition this year. Both made my top 10 of 2019. That's tough.
Or The Lighthouse.
Shia.
The Lighthouse
Tough.
or
I know.
Good Time didn't get
I'm
nominated.
going Bob.
I think he's going to have a couple more opportunities to get in front of people that
Going Bobby Pat.
I think he's got a better
I
shot.
think you're forgetting though that Hollywood loves a comeback story.
Yeah, no, I know. They're both good choices, but I will agree with Mark. I think that Pattinson probably.
Bob.
I like
Bobby Pat's smooth undercarriage.
That's how you know who knows De Niro's. They call him Bobby.
That's right. I like them both a lot, but I think Shia I would root for a little bit more. But I think that you're right. I think that Pattinson.
If they didn't give it to Shia for Honey Boy, like there's no point. Like almost at this point, you know what I mean?
I know, but you never
And
know.
for Peanut Butter, I mean, he was.
But maybe,
fantastic.
but you know, you've seen in the past though, because of the fact that people are saying that very thing, that it might be something that he doesn't necessarily do that's as good as Honey Boy that he does. Not like so. Denzel has been in a billion great things, and he was good in Training Day. That's not the one that should have got him the Oscar.
For
You know,
any of the
there's-
As long as when they win, one of them honors
Hurricane.
the chickens that have donated so many eggs to countless plates. Just get your thought together, focus it, say it, and get it. How hard is it? You're you pages of dialogue you've memorized, and you get up there. Oh, there's chickens and equality and immigration and Judy Garland.
And it's like and he transfer that over to Renee Zellweger too.
Yeah, my
God.
agents and oh God, there's so many people. I'm forgetting. Get your shit together. You get paid millions of dollars to do this.
Matt Chapman at my Oscar party, my friend was telling us all about this game that she got because Skybound had a massive sale. Hearing Skybound made me excitingly shout out that the MTS just partnered with them. They looked at me like I just spoke in French. Well, you know, eventually that won't be a thing. Eventually they'll know, and hopefully you explained it to them.
They make that super fight game. It's a fun card game that Freddie and I play every now and again.
It's awesome.
It's a good game.
A lot of fun stuff happening over there too. It's a lot of times why I'm not here on Mondays. Suge Knight 323. Mark and Christian, choose one. Fight of the century: Rumble in the Jungle, Thrilla in Manila, Duran vs. Sugar Ray 1, or any Tyson fight. I mean it's
not gonna be a Tyson fight.
No, it'll be it's
I think
it's a Thrilla in Manila.
I think it's Rumble in the Jungle. I think that was the
George Foreman.
Yeah, I think the world.
Thrilla in Manila was, but dude, no, Frazier and Ali.
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
Played against. We're not doing movie trivia.
Yeah. George Foreman's probably the hardest puncher of all time.
Knockout ratio would say.
I think he's the one. Yeah, I think he's the one.
Hunted. Mark, would you ever be with a girl who has a kid? If you do, will you call your next special stepfather?
If I ever have a kid, you guys are just going to know how desperate I am for a new 20 minutes of material.
Right.
Hey, I'm here to announce I'm having a kid.
It's gonna be like Tom Cruise doing auditions.
Yeah, no.
This was, by the way, this was just a DM I sent you.
Yeah.
Ken and I talked about that till 4 in the morning in New York.
That's right.
We came to the conclusion, no stepkids for me.
Really?
So would you?
He just
Would
said
you?
it.
Would you actually date?
God damn.
All right. Silly buffoon. Now that players earn points for their faction, how about an MVP award? The player that has scored the most points for their faction will win the MVP. That player could get an incentive for that award, like getting to choose which faction they want to be in next season. It's something Mark and I are still talking about that type of stuff. It's as new to us as it's new to everyone else too, as far as like really combining the sports element to what these, the factions.
Do
and
we
points.
get all new factions next year?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We haven't decided that.
I do like the idea of like each manager taking their faction out to like Shakey's Pizza and putting whoever the MVP of the season was on the marquee at Shakey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be just for the faction. It should be like there should be a league MVP.
League MVP.
Like
there's something. Maybe. Silly Buffoon also says, continuing that question, that also opens the door for an all-star matchup. Each faction sends their MVP into the match, and the winning faction gets a prize, like the first draft pick or something else to your liking. Yeah. Soggy Mini Muffin says, and you guys thought I was horny. That's true. And Silly Buffoon says, I understand that you're very busy these days, and this is not a slight to Bateman or Roca, but I really want you on Backstage again. Obviously, you know the most about the game, and I love your insights and discussions regarding the game. No, I know, and I think once we... Like I said, just give us a little bit more time because, like I said, I have to do things. Like I don't stop working after this show is over. I run out and do other shit so it's like I can't do it on Thursday.
On behalf of his wife, I'd like to confirm that.
No, you sound like you love it.
I do love
do
it.
other shit,
but I'm doing other stuff. So it's like on Thursdays, it's hard for me to do that. But if the plan
Tuesdays, right?
It's Tuesdays now. That's right.
Come on, Christian.
If the plan goes into motion like I'm hoping, then it'll be very real possibility that I can start doing it hopefully in like June or July.
I'm doing that Call to Action show I think this week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
you
good.
are.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
They were saying
Excited.
Yeah. West Side Nerd. Hey guys, great show today. Can I get Christian Schwarzenegger and Drunk Brett try to order a Kentucky Fried Chicken? That's $1 too. Next time, Danish Chris. Will there be a squash match this year, like Odd Couple versus Only Stupid Answers, or matches be more balanced? Also, interfaction matches. What happens if someone throws for the extra KO point? Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, that's it's something that could happen for sure, but it's something we have to keep a look on. So basically, what he's saying, there's this first part of the squash matches, Odd Couple versus Only Stupid Answers, right? Mm-hmm. So Odd Couple versus Only Stupid Answers.
Oh yeah, that was a blowout.
Yeah,
right?
because that was a tournament match. That's always going to potentially happen because the ranked 16 team that's in it will play like the one and
Only Stupid Answers isn't that bad.
No,
it
was
a bad draw.
Record, right at that time. It's exactly the same thing. Look, here's the flip side of that. Silvestrini, who's a really good player, she was 0-1. She had to play Roca, and she almost won. Yeah, she took him to the 5-point question.
Maybe I was shaking his boots as though a rattlesnake.
That's also the beauty of the first round is that you want to see those Cinderella stories. As far as the other question, so here's something. So right now, Ben is set to play either the winner of Bonnie and Brett.
Oh,
right?
I thought we were talking about the other Ben.
No, Ben Goddard. He's set to play. Now
the winner of Brett and a chair.
That's right. But if Bonnie wins, it'll be Corruption versus the Den, right? So there is an option for Kate and Grace because they're not these. So if Brett wins. And don't laugh.
I was already thinking about the conversation you and I have about Finstock in Atlanta.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, if Brett wins, then because they're both not like ranked yet or in like title contention, Grace and like they'll be offered that fight. How about Brett versus Ben? Grace and Kate can say no. We'd rather have somebody else because at that point you can because it's not like Ben and Dan who have to play each other because he's the number one ranked contender and he's the champion.
I think the fans would really want to see that fight.
Maybe so. We'll see what happens. See if Brett can win. But it's one of those things they don't have to. And it also it's a matter of you'll get the points, but you're also add a loss to your faction.
And what they're saying is,
I know. Can someone throw it?
Yeah, like if Brett.
Let's say Brett is playing Ben.
Could he throw the whole thing so that we would get an extra point for?
Yeah, I mean that's something. But
is Bonnie in a faction?
She's
honestly,
in corruption.
And I mean no shade with this. If Brett and Ben ever had to play each other, there's probably going to be a total knockout. Anyway,
right.
Without anybody throwing anything.
Maybe just a little bit. The pregame speeches between Corruption and the Den.
Yeah.
If it ends up being Bonnie versus Ben.
Well, no. The Corruption's already happening. It's already happening on Friday. Corruption versus the Den.
I'm talking about these two people in particular who are competing because there's a little bit of history there.
Right.
So I'm told.
Okay. All right. So that's right.
Yeah.
Danish Chris. We did that one already. Pity party. Hey, Kate, it's Dylan, the labor lady, and I'm with you in regards to the balls topic. My husband loves it. These guys around you haven't lived. Don't look at me.
He's all in.
I'm on board.
Also, Ben very slyly gave me a thumbs up.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's right. Sir Lord Attenborough, last one.
What is this devolved into?
Look at that emoji.
I got great news for you.
What?
This just in, confirmed by our own Jeff Snyder. Rick Moranis is back in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot with Josh Gad. Officially back. Coming back out of retirement.
Really?
Love it.
Very happy about that. Very happy.
Thank you.
Everybody support that movie because then we get Spaceballs
about the
too.
Bandits Twitch TV channel at
yes,
the
got
Ben
a Twitch
Goddard.
channel too. That's right.
Oh, and subscribe to the First Cut YouTube channel in Meaning of Podcast.
We will. All right, so sorry guys, we have a couple more here. You guys, anybody? If anybody has to run out.
But I think I already missed my window. My parents are leaving.
All right, Jay.
Kids mostly sleep during the day,
but
right?
listen, just tell me we're talking
Jay
about
Wade.
licking balls.
Yeah, I'll be like, don't worry, Mom and Dad. I was just talking about how we suck I like
balls.
to suck balls.
Can't wait to have you guys. This is from Jay Wade. Can't wait to have you on SEN Afterlife soon. Brad, I'll tweet at you. We'd love to have you on also. Christian, would you be on our Bachelor podcast that Sarah and I do for the Merc? I don't really watch the show anymore, man. We'd love to talk to you about the behind the scenes and production. Yeah, it's a tough one. Let's talk about it. It's just tough. Hotel Nerd. What sequel was better than the original other than Empire? Also, what are your favorite YouTube videos that you like to watch when you're bored? I like scary videos and paranormal videos. The SCP videos have interesting stories behind them. I don't know, but the YouTube videos, I watch stuff that makes my kids laugh.
Pimple popping.
What?
Oh, God.
Is that you? You're a fucking weirdo.
Pimple popping?
I am so with you on that.
It's so cathartic.
People popping pimples?
Yeah.
So
well, there's
with you
Dr.
on that.
Pimple Popper's a show, but that
It came from YouTube.
People actually watch these people popping?
Absolutely.
What's more,
like this?
the cyst, like getting a cyst bag out of a cyst?
Dr. Pimple Popper is like a dermatologist who started a YouTube channel. Now she has her own show on Bravo. Like,
what is wrong with these
This is my second favorite of yours.
Partially our fault, man.
They're popping pimples and watching.
Hey, in 2010, you held your dog's disgusting breath up to
To
my
you.
face.
To you. But I got a kick out of you.
Puked.
But I got a kick out of you.
10 years down the road,
I know, but watch
people are popping zits and putting
and
fingers
get
in
excited.
asses on YouTube.
Oof, pass.
I still remember when I was like a junior in high school popping a zit that was just, oh, God, it felt so good.
Ugh.
It was like right on the bridge, and I remember popping it, and I hit it, and it exploded, and it
no.
just kept going.
Yes.
It just kept shooting.
Yes.
It was
That's
like I
not
was shooting
healthy.
my brains out.
It's
It was
not healthy.
awesome.
All right.
Oh, it felt so good.
Hotel Nerd. And a better sequel than Empire? Godfather 2, right?
Return of the Jedi.
The Raid 2.
Wow. What a dismissive
I'm
Star
so
Wars
with you on that,
elitist.
too. I can't believe
Fuck you.
Empire's
Fuck you.
Empire's in the middle. It's because it's really medium.
You stupid. You're not a smart person.
Young Guns too.
When you open up your
Dumb
mouth.
The Last
motherfucker.
Jedi.
Return of the
boo.
Jedi.
Boo. You missed that.
I am sitting in
Honestly,
a
though,
room
the Raid 2. The Raid 2 is
full
better
of
than
fucking
Last Jedi.
idiots.
All right,
Right, too.
Hotel Nerd did that one. Elias Cannon. I'm seeing Sebastian this weekend. I can't wait.
Wayne's World, too.
Can I hear Sebastian talking about Eli Manning's retirement? Thank you for you guys. You're telling me now you're cheering him when you were wishing him dead every time he took the field. And now you care? Hotel Nerd. I watch Peanut Butter Falcon, but I'm allergic to peanut butter. Good call. Johnny Epp. Hey, guys. Hope everyone is having a good day. Congrats to Ben on your win. Brett, I'm hoping you win yours. Mark, I remember that you said you're coming to Australia for stand-up. Are you coming?
Right
To
after
Adelaide, or is it
I
a bit too
go
early?
to Atlanta the night before the Schmoedown, and then Vegas the following Friday, and then I'll be in Austin, and then I'll be back here in Los Angeles. Huge show the night before the Schmoedown, free for all, and then I go to Denver. Tickets available at markellislive.net.
Well, you know what Agent 666 PTC said to you, Ellis? He said, I think that you and I probably crossed paths in the 80s or 90s. I used to live in Williamsburg and Newport News. I spent a lot of time in the Tilt Arcade and the Patrick Henry Mall. Do you remember that, Poop?
Oh, I remember the Tilt, yeah.
P.S. You crushed it on TV last week.
Thank you. Remember that they had the Marvel versus Capcom game. We lost our minds, and then they got Revolution X, which was like Lethal Enforcers. It was the gun game, except it was set to Aerosmith music. And I think the plot of the game was you had to bail Aerosmith out of Area 51.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, let's see. Ben Rayner, by the way, also confirmed.
Ta-da!
Good. That Rick Moranis is also back for Shrunk.
No, but let's hear more about the game.
Remember Villa Pizza was right around there?
McMoranis.
Yeah. I am Ninja Panda. Can I be someone's black friend? Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes.
Jay Ricardo, absent goof. What's up, SEN? Just 7 days until Atlanta, and I can't wait. 7 days.
Is it really?
No, it's 17 days.
17,
17
yeah.
days. Sounds
Holy
like I'm
shit.
scared. My wife is getting into matches and likes RB3 and Bateman. Also, I got tickets to Mark's comedy show the night before. I'm a little nervous meeting all of you, but I can't wait. You're
gonna
have
be
a good
good.
time. You're gonna have
Who's
a
our
good time.
crew for Atlanta?
You're not gonna meet me.
Are you not going to Atlanta?
I don't think
Are you going to Atlanta?
No.
No, not for this one. Silly Buffoon. Hey, guys, I know you care a lot about this, so here we go. What are your thoughts on the Logan Paul versus Antonio Brown boxing match? Is that a match? That's happening?
Boy.
I don't care.
Antonio Brown is going
Antonio
to
Brown.
really make him hurt.
I don't care.
I thought that already happened.
That kid can box now, though.
I was going to say, you think so? Logan's a big dude.
Okay.
But he also knows how
I
to box.
saw
I'm not saying he's gonna
Logan
win.
Paul
Lost his
up
mind.
close
Yeah.
when I announced the celebrity basketball game at the Mamba Academy. R.I.P. Kobe. And Logan Paul. I was like, dude, this guy's jacked.
Yeah.
I don't care how big you are. Antonio Brown is a professional athlete.
I'm just telling you that I don't know if Antonio Brown knows how to box. Boxing
Yeah.
is
But
different.
Antonio
I don't think
Brown
it
has
matters.
CTE, so like
I know, it's like-
It don't matter how many times he gets hit.
That's
It's
right. It's
crazy.
I'm not
throw
telling you he's
his
going to win.
TV
I'm
out
just
a
telling you, don't just
second-story
count him
window
out.
at Logan
All right,
Paul.
so Pac-Man Dwayne put in a Schmoebot for sure. Let's see. And we also did that Tie Guy 1998. Slay 79 put in a Schmoebot. David B. Music said that he wrote it. Check your email. I certainly did.
thank you, thank you.
Jamsey says wanted to hear me read this name. Well, I didn't read your whole name because it's a ridiculous name. Jackson Leitner also put in a Schmoebot. So I think that's everything as far as the Schmoebots go. Is it? Almost. No, let's see. So now we have Jackson Leitner said, got my tax returns for the first Schmoebot. Super excited for Marisol McKee. He put that one in there. Villanelle. Christian, you said you've known Riley and Brett the longest, so why did you choose Ellis to be the other Schmo? I'm not complaining. I just think you guys have the best chemistry.
Why was I knighted over Brett?
yeah.
What the hell were you doing?
Yeah.
Well, there's a
You
couple,
really dropped the ball.
Well, there's a few. Kaiser I've actually known the longest.
Yeah.
And all you fools. But
Well, no, that's
Nobody is asking why you didn't pick Kaiser.
but I also he wasn't in town at the time. At the time, again, Brett and I, we
big falling out.
Well, no, it wasn't
Big.
falling out, but we would hang out like spots for a long time. Then it would be like, I haven't heard from Brett in a little bit, and that was during one of those times anyway. I think
It was
during
probably
the time.
when I went to the sketch comedy room.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I
and
mean, I
remember-
was doing a lot of Acme and stuff.
And Ellis and I were Comedy Store
Yeah.
regulars. I'd see him all the time. He was on my pilot.
I
and
quit doing
yeah.
stand up, and yeah.
Shave
that
our
was it.
balls together.
That's right. That's right. I still do it. So there you go. And Riley just, it was Ellis was. They were looking
I'm
for.
sorry, I'm
comedians.
not good enough.
No, they're looking for comedians.
Sorry, I'm not good enough.
Dim Sum 05. I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I think $1 is way too cheap to have you read a message. $5 should be the minimum. It's just my unpopular 2 cents of the show. Thanks, Dim Sum. Anthony Nugent put in a Schmoebot, and Tyler Eklund says, "Hey, Mark, any hope of coming to Emerald City Comic Con again this year?"
Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah, in Seattle. When is that? I'll look into it.
You're going to look into
I'm
it?
up in,
family.
Yeah, I have family up
I'm
there.
just
so
reminding you, you've got family. On behalf of your family,
Hey.
don't forget about us.
I'm jumping over to Super Chat before
Super Chat it
'cause
up.
along with, thank you for all the nominations. Thank you for the donations. PC, Kate, thanks for the shout out on Chill. I couldn't send in a Super Chat. Margaritas are life. Action has less than
PC.
1,000 subscribers, so I don't know why most of them are cool. So listen, put in another subscription to Chill to Action. They deserve it over at the Chill to Action podcast.
yeah.
Matthias Polanco, I loved your collaborations with Mr. Sunday Movies. Me too. He's awesome. The one time he was in L.A. and JC, sadly you weren't there. Any chance of another collab in the future? Absolutely. Big fan of James. Anytime he wants to. I like that guy a lot. He's a good dude. Better Call Maul. Will Baby Yoda show up in Clone Wars? Maybe. Possible. But
Baby Yoda.
I'm gonna say a definitive yes.
you think so? It's possible. Yeah.
Why? Because he's 50 in The Mandalorian?
He's 15 in Mandalorian, so,
So
he
he
could show
could
up. You could see how. I mean, it's Dave Filoni.
All right.
Maybe. PC. Kelsey and you were saying Miss Movies. Happy birthday, by
Happy
the way.
birthday, yes.
Belated to Miss Movies.
Are we not allowed to say her name? Sorry.
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay,
That's fine.
Brianne.
Saxophone.
Veronica, happy birthday.
Zafoon Jones, 99.
Not allowed to
Brett
talk
saying,
about you.
"Let me see her feet" when looking at Roxy's lookalike yesterday did not get the laugh that it deserved. We brought that up actually. It was an
Thank you.
what did someone say?
Oh well, no, because we were looking at her doppelganger, and I just go, "Show me your feet,"
Yeah.
To like see if it really was like.
But what did
Roger.
someone say in the comments?
That it was a silver bullet that missed everybody in the room.
Arter Burak, is there a military discount for the Boston show? Just messing with you. I'll pay the full price. You soup sandwich. Love you guys. See you
Do we
there.
have a date for Boston yet?
So I'm looking for the 16th now
But you're
because
definitely locked into May.
yes,
Okay.
May
Yeah.
16th is
All right.
most likely. We're hoping to get it. We can get that theater. It'll be May
Okay.
16th.
All right. By the way, Atlantic City, huge news.
What?
June, doing a theater in
Oh.
Atlantic City.
When in June?
Yeah.
When in June? When's your wedding?
June 20th.
Please be June 20th.
It is not June 20th.
When is it?
You're getting married. I thought you.
My
when is
husband's
it,
brother
by the way?
is
'Cause
getting
this is
married
the
to
problem.
his boyfriend.
What's the problem?
When is the show in Atlantic City?
I think it's June. It's going to be June 11th.
All right.
That makes sense. Yeah, because it's Thursday.
All right, we got to figure that out. So
No, we should
probably-
work it out.
But it's
on
a
the air.
Thursday, so I can
Oh, you can do it anyway. All right, fine.
do what? What am I doing?
If we flew out to Chicago.
thank
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
Drew Safidian. The super
He's
chat is just to
purposefully not gonna
reinforce.
let me be in Chicago.
You're going to be stuck in Atlantic City for a week.
The super
can't
chat.
have
The super chat is to just reinforce that Brett is the greatest human and he deserves the best. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
well, why did you make him the schmo then?
That's right.
Yeah.
We should. PRL 18 being WrestleMania in LA. Any plans to watch it live? We're probably going to, depending on how we do for WrestleMania this year for Schmoedown. We'll probably definitely do one around WrestleMania next year. Now that it's in LA.
It's in LA next year?
Yeah. Janine the Machine. Hearing Kate showed her kids
Janine the Machine?
Yeah. Hearing Kate showed her kids the Angelica Houston Witches makes me love her even more. Thoughts on the potential remake with Anne Hathaway as the Grand Witch, Kate? You don't like it. You don't like Anne Hathaway.
I just also Angelica Houston is a queen amongst queens, and Anne Hathaway, she's done some great. I mean, she's fantastic, but she's so
Kate's cold on Anne Hathaway.
She's annoying.
She's not invited to that
so
wedding.
I like her a lot.
annoying
I think
and
she's
real.
very
Just
good.
use the practical. Give me the Henson Company doing the Witches remake.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are the Hensons involved?
Yeah.
Janine, are the Hensons involved? I don't know.
Steve Stacy, love the show. I can't
all I
watch
care
live,
about.
so I thought I'd say hi while I poop at work. Good for you, Steve. Patrick P. Roy Ferreira. I'm not excited for the Cassian show. I think it's going to flop like Solo did and just be another failed Star Wars project, and it worries me as a fan.
100% agree.
I don't agree. I think that if it was actually, a film, then I would agree with you. I think for television, putting on, I think the television series having a Star Wars, if they do it the right way, and I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, but you can also live.
Yeah.
On TV.
True.
Look at Netflix. 80 million people watch Bird Box.
Right. Yeah, we'll
We're not showing you the numbers, but
all you got to do is click on it, like have it play it. It have like the first minute, it counts as a click.
Yep.
Chris Fiore, how bad must Charlie Brown be if he's not accepted by the Peanuts kids, but Pigpen is? Good point. It's a good point. At the Helm Media, I got my first antidepressant meds today. Shout out to Brett.
Hey.
All right, there you go.
There it is.
It's a tough first couple of weeks. Could be 4 weeks. It's a rough.
And also,
intro.
it might not be a good fit. Don't feel it. Yeah.
You get antidepressants. What kind of side effects? Maybe like a cotton mouth kind of thing?
Well, that's the best of it. It can
gotta pee?
take you lower, before it can take you higher. Just keep in touch with your psychiatrist.
Yeah,
and,
your psychiatrist. Mine was vivid dreams. And I didn't even realize. I was like, I'm having dreams. Like, I remember
Really?
my dreams all the time. I'm
Totally.
like, it's not a bad thing, but I have like these very
It's
like
interesting, yeah.
just like constantly remember my dreams. And
I
she
had
was like,
dreams.
that's a side effect.
Well, Haskell 420, our boy, says, I've
Yeah.
had that book since '83, the Jedi Master Quiz book you just
Eddie.
mentioned. That's the book I gave you in Orlando. I have it at I have it in my office in my house for the MTS and your daughter to check out. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's a good one. Burke Kersker. Any truth to the allegation that one Mark Ellis gave the lip curl? Nope. What? The lip curl? What's a lip curl?
I don't know what the lip curl is.
The lip curl is when you get upset. Okay.
That's not a real thing.
No, it is. So,
Yes, it is.
any truth to the allegations
Christian likes
that Mark
bits.
Ellis gave the lip curl, getting angry to Miss Danny during a Top Gun commercial during the Super Bowl?
No, her and I had a conversation. I might have been like, hey, I want to watch the Top Gun Maverick trailer, and maybe I said it a little too strong.
Yeah, so you got the lip curl. Samir testified.
Did she smear your name all over this town?
RB3.
How
Shut up, Maverick's on!
That's right.
Take the
RB3.
dog outside!
RB3 future best director winner. Kate future Netflix comedy special.
Aw.
Brett future hit TV show on HGTV. Cast iron. Ben future Schmoedown singles champion. Christian future showrunner on ESPN, SEN the series. Well, thank you. What a nice thing
And
to
Mark, no future.
Yeah, you weren't-
Thank
you weren't
Well,
here.
your future is now, pal.
Yeah.
Two
Nope.
TV
Already
shows
doing
last
it.
week.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope, moving home.
Clemenza's cannoli. Brett priced himself out. $2 buy a drunk Kate. No?
That's not my bit, though.
No, it's
I
not.
can't do his bit.
That's right. Alec Miller.
I can't
God
outdo
damn,
him.
Brett. Voight talking about Manscaped had me dying at work. And then Ellis confused about balls. I hope I don't get fired. You got to get that clip. Balls? Mark C.
Went
Over
a
the
little too
summer,
low.
it was announced that the director Tim Miller was bringing Eric Powell's Zombie Killer, The Goon, to cinemas. Have you heard any updates? Have not heard any updates. Anyone else?
No.
No.
What
I
would
don't
you
know
do
what's
if I
going
was
on.
like, yes?
Right, and you just like broke into it.
Yeah, well, actually,
Sure.
I've been waiting for this question.
Hot scoop.
That's right. Jared Barkley. Why didn't Joker take a limo to the Oscars? Because he was walking. Get it? Joaquin?
Okay.
I get it.
Didn't get it,
Jeffrey
thank you.
G. just read an article in a medical journal written by my Dr. Van Nostrand. And did you guys know that diarrhea is hereditary? Oh, look at you. It runs in your genes. Oh, good. Then
It runs in your genes.
thanks a lot, Dad.
No, it runs in your genes.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it.
I just
I get it now.
that's all I'll think about when I hear Luke Skywalker
Yeah.
say, I have it, my father had it. You have that power
That's right.
too.
Spinning art. If I feel bad for Joaquin, everybody's turning on him.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
Turn, I'm just having
He
it.
won the fucking Oscar.
Having a laugh.
Well,
Well,
Getting an
that's the risk of saying the thing you want to say,
Yeah, I know.
right?
Yeah.
You get a platform to say what you want to say, people.
Janine
Listen,
the Machine.
We know that well here.
Well, we're not going to turn on Janine the Machine. She says,
No.
"Get rid of that glitchy bish and get a real machine." I read people schlong talking a robot voice. Machine for the new
Let's
Schmoedown.
do it. Let's
Sure,
do
yeah,
it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I would love that.
Cosign.
And then George Castillo. I don't normally send super chats. but when I do, it's when John Voight says he likes when his balls licked by snakes. Best Brett episode yet. It's true.
Hey, I do.
Agent 666 PTC just wanted to remind you my Schmoebot messed up.
Oh, I
think I got it though.
Yeah, we went back and got it. That was the Mark thing.
Yes, Janine the Machine. Happy birthday, Miss Movies, Brianne Chandler. Absolutely. Clemenzis Canoli says loophole. Drunk Voight imitating drunk Brett. Please, just kidding. He didn't do the 5. Haskell 420. Anyone super excited for the return of CBS's Survivor? Winners at War. 20 Survivor champs are back for battle till the. I don't really care. Do you guys care?
Just let them all die on the island. just ship them all to the island, but no cameras, no nothing. Just let them actually survive. If one of them gets back to mainland, then we'll give them $1 million.
That's right. 2 more here at Streamlabs. Garth McMurray. Kristian, getting your balls sucked feels great. You're missing out. I don't know who you're talking to. Just a warning not to try with a vacuum cleaner. Trust me, that was a very embarrassing ER visit. All right.
It certainly does suck.
West Side Nerd. Okay, Kristian, how about this? Have drunk Brett trying to look for a book at the library. Not almost, sir. Almost. All right, ladies and gentlemen, RB3, I'd like to thank you all for joining us here on this very special long episode
Bye, Mom
of
and Dad.
SEN Live. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having all of you. Thank you to Mark Ellis for stopping in. The Ben Goddard. Mr. RB3, check out his podcast. He's got one called The Meaning Of. Brett Sheridan and Kate Mulligan. You find them as, I don't know, drunk at a 7-Eleven. And from me, you can find me at the Schmoedownlive.com. February 29th, ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta. Get your tickets. Do not miss out on Merle versus Bateman. Dimolanta will not be there, but you know who will be? Alex Damon. And he's playing up against Emily Rose Jacobson in an Intergeekdom match. And the free-for-all, March 21st, LA. Come on, get there. We'll see you next time.
Sitting in a room full of fucking idiots.